now, the Crypt Keeper of Creepy, the provocative prince of the tweens, the nightmare from Neptune. It's Zabujard!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hold your breath, make a wish.
Hey guys. I just got to work. Some things on my mind. The ghostly howling wails of spirits. Ooh. Are they called whales because whales also make retarded noises like that? Oh, if you listen to this wail of a whale. Wait a minute, that's the same word, wail of a whale. The wailing cry of a whale. Wail, wail. Anyways. Why do spirits sound like whales? Why do whales sound like spirits? Are they connected somehow? Write in the comments. Someone on Discord told me to mention in this podcast. He donated his, his seed-covered clothes to a charity Goodwill or something like that. I forgot what else he said to mention in this podcast. I don't remember, but that's why I'm mentioning it. Oh shit. I think my soda just exploded. It's not a soda, but, it's close enough. I don't know why it just burst like that. You guys hear that? Now I gotta suck up all the smeggy soda out of it because it just kind of exploded. It's good though. I just had my first meal of the day. At 10 p.m. I had fried chicken. Kind of out of food. This society, no matter how smart they think they are in fact retarded, because nobody I know, or nobody you know probably, hunts their own food, grows their own food. Everyone is a sucker, sucking on society's nipply tit for the grocery store of food every single week. Which they're going to shut down the grid eventually, and then everybody will starve. But that's why people think they're smart because they go to college, but they're actually dumb nigger retards because nobody knows how to grow their own food or cook or hunt their own animals and fry them up and eat them and slurp them up, smeg them up. Nobody knows how to be self-sufficient enough anymore. So everyone goes to the grocery store. And that's why the Illuminati cocksuckers have us by the balls. Because they know everybody goes to the grocery store. Everybody needs electricity for their refrigerators and their fans and their air conditioner. As soon as we shut off the grid, everybody will die and starve, That's what they're thinking. And you can see in North Carolina, they shut down the grid in a very spectacular way with a special weather event, right? And more of that to come. They've been hitting, Florida got hit 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 1 week after that, North Carolina's hit. Every week there's a new faggy hurricane that just destroys an entire state or town or whatever the hell it is, right? So, I mean, I only make one podcast a week on here. But basically every podcast now is, new hurricane here. Pray for these people here. Pray for these people here. Oh, Phagistine just got hit by another Israeli missile strike. Pray for the Palestinian people here. Oh, now they're going into Lebanon. Pray for the Lebanese people here. Pray for hurricane people here. Pray for Florida people here. Pray for North Carolina people here. Every week it's something, a new freaking disastery weather weapon attack on some random population that I ask you guys to pray about. So... my coworker just pulled up and waved. So that's why I had to wave at him. But, what was I saying? Yeah, it's just too much crap to keep up with these days with all the fake, gay AIDS attacks that we're getting hit with every week in America or wherever you guys are. Maybe your guys' country has been hit too. It's all over the place. Hawaii, all these places are just getting decimated. What else did I want to talk about? This is going to sound like a huge whiny, complainty cope because that's all I do on this podcast, but I can't stand working 16 hours a week, man. Sitting in my car for 16 hours a week. It's like hell. It's like a hell on earth torture because you get hungry, you get bored, you get thirsty, your butt hurts like hell from sitting in your car for 16 hours. I'm talking about my job. And you got to drive on the gay California freeway there and back, which is gay. It's stop and go, or as I call it, stop and gay, because every couple minutes the freeway stops, and then you almost get in a car accident and die because you're stopping completely on the freeway. And then you have to go again and stop again. I feel like I almost kind of got in an accident today, but I kind of feel like that almost every time I drive somewhere. It feels like you almost get in a life-threatening accident, fatal vehicle crash of some kind. So just driving is just so creepy and stupid, and so I'm not a big fan of driving, and it always just feels like a fatal mistake away from exploding into a million pieces. So that's why driving's gay-tarded, and I hope nothing bad happens at work tonight. I really do. I can really taste my throat infection today. Maybe because I'm working today. Maybe that's why I can taste. It tastes so bad today, and it tastes terrible. My mucus tastes disgusting in my throat. Everything feels like it's not going right. My mouse hasn't worked for a year. I told you guys this, and I've tried a bunch of different mice, and I don't want to keep buying more mice to try to fix it when no mouse I ever buy really works. So I can't make cartoons anymore very well because mice never work. I have a bad throat infection. Work is 16 hours a week in the car. It sucks ass. It sucks total ass. Working sucks. I don't know how normies work because it just sucks total ass. And, rent's too high here, and I got no friends in my town, obviously. I got no romantic thing going on in my town, obviously. And I don't have, it's just me. I don't have a cat or anything like that. Maybe I should get a cat. I don't know. And I know I don't like messy poop, and cats poop everywhere, and I don't like messy animal or human poop everywhere. I don't like that. So maybe that's why I haven't got a cat. I don't know. It's just, so I have a lot of free time. I realize that, but the week goes by so fast after work, and then I'm back here at this hellhole piece of shit job again. After the week goes by so fast. Hopefully I can't even bring a book to work now because I'm afraid someone will steal the bikes again if I'm in the bathroom reading. And it's too dark at night to read in your car. It's too dark to read a book. So maybe I'll read the Zohar app tonight on my phone, hopefully. And I think that helps sometimes. And that's a mystical Jewish book. It's a free app. And yeah, I don't know. It just sometimes it just feels like nothing's going right now. The throat infection, the mouse. It's mostly the mouse and stuff, and the job, and I can't make cartoons very well because the mouse is always a piece of shit. The mouse is the most irritating thing in the world. Is to have a working mouse, because I broke my mouse 1.5 years ago. I threw it at the wall out of frustration with the video game. Now, the ironic thing is I can't play that video game because you need a good mouse to play that game, because it's a technical MOBA, and you need a good mouse for a MOBA. And when I inhale through my nostrils, I can taste the snot infection. I mean, when I when I like, what's it called? When you snort through your nostrils or whatever. Oh shit, I grabbed the wrong can of soda. This one is frozen, which means I'm not going to have any water to drink for the next 8 hours probably. I'm going to have a little bit of water, but not enough. That's not good. Oh, that's really annoying. Just to add to more things on the list of annoying things. I gotta go talk to my coworker. I'll be right back. Bye. It smells good. It's either my car or the streets I'm on right now. I don't know why, but something smells good, and I don't know what it is. What does that smell? It smells like purpley lavender or something like that. It smells delicious. I'm parked by some plants. I think the termites out of this plant like to come into my car and bite my leg when I'm here sometimes. They were definitely biting my leg last week when I was here. Little bastards. Anyways, my coworker said that one of our guards is quitting, of course. I don't know why there aren't more security guards out there. I'm telling you guys, it's an easy job. Anyways, he's saying that one of our guards is quitting, so 4 new shifts are opening up. 2 mornings and 2 evenings. He said, do you want to work more shifts? And I said, I'll think about it. I doubt it. And he said, okay, just think about it, man. And I'm thinking I can barely do 2 shifts. Maybe if I did one, I don't know. No, it sounds gay. I was thinking if I did one 12-hour shift a week, just straight 12 hours, or I wonder if I could even handle that. Not that they would give me that shift anyways, but anyways, I was thinking I can barely do 2 shifts a week. I'd rather just do 1 shift a week. If it's 1 shift a week, you can power through it, get it over with, pay your rent. That's it. 2 shifts a week, it's too much. 3 shifts is too much. 4 shifts, you might as well kill yourself. 5 shifts a week, full time? You might as well be a skeletal ghost on Scooby-Doo, because nah, if you like your job, I don't care. Do whatever makes you happy. I don't care. Do whatever you want. Do what makes you you, and stop doing what makes you not you. It's hard to figure out what you want to do. It's easy to figure out how to stop being the person that you're not. If you are a heroin addict, I would say that's somebody that probably, maybe God made you not to be a heroin addict, so you would want to cut out the heroin. And so you want to, before saying, what career do I want to do? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? The easier solution is to cut out what you're doing right now that is not part of you. In this case, the heroin, or you could replace that with any number of things. I'm sure that we're all thinking the same thing, but you would want to cut that out because that's not you. You are your talents and things. If you're a guitar player, then you should be playing guitar. You shouldn't be doing other things. And that goes for whatever it is that you do. Is your talented thing that you have in you. You should be doing that thing. You should be using your talents. God gave you those talents for you to use them, not to fuse them, abuse them, or maybe even druise them, or cut. Yeah, anyways. That's what I think about it. Yeah. Yeah, it's Yeah, but doesn't the week go by quick, guys? I feel like it went by very, very quick. Write in the comments if you think the week goes by quick and your life is going by very quick and the year is going by very quick. The only cool thing about this life is my dreams. I have some dreams. I had a dream last night. I was in a school type of building, maybe on a field trip or something, I don't know, but there were these giant creatures that were running around, and people were turning into zombies. So I had to fight them off I had some, like, sharp objects, knives. I was fighting off the zombie creatures in my dream, and there were big, hairy monster balls that were running around. They were just like, they were like a giant, like about the size of a shed, but they were like a big ball of fur with legs, and they probably had a face or something, but they were covered in hair. You couldn't really see long hair. They were running around, giant feet and stuff. And underneath the school was this underground cavern that had windows, so I could see into. And it was blue. It was blue in there through the windows. I saw it like through the windows, and there was skulls that were lined up by the hundreds. And it was like the Paris catacombs, but giant shed-sized skulls lined up in this cave underneath the school thing, and there's blue under there, blue, and around the area were valleys, big valleys with holes in the middle of them that went down as far as the eye could see into a black abyss. These black abyss valleys all over the school area near there. Green, beautiful grass, but with deep valleys that go into holes that go as far as the eye can see. And that was my dream last night. I don't really know what it means, but yeah. And that's why I'm saying, I guess the best part of my life is maybe my dreams. And I don't even really write them down anymore. I don't even really write my dreams down anymore, but they're probably still the best part of my life, is because I go on adventures in my dreams, at least, right? So, and yeah, so you can write in the comments if you like your dreams or whatever. And I call me mom on the phone sometimes and talk to her, and didn't really do much else all week. I think barely left the room all week. Went on a few walks around the neighborhood. I don't think I drove anywhere at all week. I didn't drive anywhere. And barely left the room. Went on a few walks, maybe. Thought about buying a skateboard this week. Write in the comments if you think I should buy a skateboard for $25. I'm so bored, I might as well, right? I don't know if I'm bored. Maybe I am bored. And I'm trying to figure out things to do. The pull-up bar is so expensive. I don't think it's in my gay little budget to buy a pull-up bar right now. But a skateboard is somewhat, you can get a cheap, shitty one. So I thought about doing that, just buying a cheap, really shitty one. Write in the comments if you think I should buy a cheap, shitty skateboard. I'll probably just do it. Yeah, I know I bought those circus stilts, and those are collecting dust in the garage. And this is just another one of those purchases that you regret because you're never going to use it. But I'm just trying to figure out things to do, man. And my family will say, you shouldn't be doing that stuff. You should be working more hours and days. You should be getting a new job and wage slaving all of your life away. You should get a high-paying job. You're broke. You have no money. You're broke. Your debt is a broke joke. You can't just keep living with your sister. You have to go out and do stuff. You have to... Blah, blah, blah. What if your sister kicks you out? You need a place to go and stay. You need to have a good career. You gotta go meet a girl. Blah, 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 blah. All this gay normie shit, right? It's always my sinuses, man. It's the throat. It's a throat infection. I can't escape it. There's a guy walking on the sidewalk. Where'd I put my sunglasses at? You know, I found some sunglasses on the road. I was walking on this dirty trail. I found some sunglasses a few weeks ago, and I cleaned them up. And they look pretty sick. I found them covered in dirt. I found them near a school on a trail. Somebody left them there. And so I took them. And you know, as the great Tim Waltz, our next vice president, said of Team Kamala, hashtag white guys for Kamala, wow. As the great Tim Waltz once said, you have good days and great days. And I guess lately, maybe I've been feeling like I've been having good days instead of great days. I don't know, days are just days. You know, I haven't been sad. I don't know, I've never been sad. But this life feels so empty and pathetic and gay. If you watch the movie The Wild Life of Smitty, I don't remember the name. I'll have to look it up, but it stars Ben Stiller, a Jew. Yikes. And he daydreams about having a cool life because he doesn't like his life. And then so one day he just starts living a cool life. And he goes and swims with sharks and does all this crazy shit. And it makes you think, what if I abandoned this boring gay-ass life and went out and swam with some sharks? And, you know? It's this guy who's always daydreaming about doing something cool, and then he finally goes out and does it. That's what the movie's about. It's got Ben Stiller. It's called, like, The Imagination of Smitty. I don't remember the name at all, but I heard it's a decent film, I guess. I kind of heard that from some movie critic, that it's like a fun film. Some guy told me to watch the movie Hackers. He said it's very cheesy and stupid, so I need to do that. That looks like a very funny movie from the 90s. It's got Angelina Jolie as the main smartest hacker of them all. Of course, it's a girl who's the smartest hacker. Whoa. Girls can use computers too in the 90s, right? Girls like computers too. They don't just like going out and shopping in their high heels. No, girls like to hack on the computer. No, they didn't. Nice try, Hollywood kikes. In the 90s, girls were not hackers. They were slackers and packers and fudge packers and crackers and snackers and you know, whatever. But they weren't hackers. They were playing with Barbie dolls all day. They still do. Every woman I meet in my whole life, if I go up to a woman and I meet them and I say, what do you do all day? They'll say, oh, I'm playing with Barbie dolls all day. And I say, yeah, no shit. I already knew that. I didn't ask you. It was a rhetorical question, retard. I already knew the answer. I didn't expect you to actually answer it. And they're so dumbfounded and stupid that they say, oh, well, I thought you were literally asking me. I didn't know that it was a rhetorical question I wasn't supposed to answer. And I say, Yeah, no duh. It's called sarcasm. Ever heard of it? And that's literally what they all do. They all play with Barbie dolls all day long, 24/7. This is what every woman and girl does that you've ever met. This is what they're all doing all day. I don't care what they say they're doing. Every woman you see on TikTok is AI holograms. They're actually in their gay little childhood bedrooms playing with Barbie dolls all day. Trust me. Trust me. So, that's what's going on. That's what's going on. I know about women. That's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've done. My wife's cheating on me. Where is she? Opens the door. His wife's playing with Barbie dolls. She's kissing the Ken doll. Oh, Ken. She's saying that. It's so obvious. It's so obvious when you look in a woman's eyes and you can see if they're playing with Barbie dolls all day, and the answer is always yes. Yeah, you don't even have to look in their eyes. You just know. You just know. It's so obvious. So obvious and simple. Such simple creatures. Such simple creatures. What do you want for Christmas this year? A Barbie doll? Oh, I got you that last year. Are you sure? Yes, I want more. Oh, but I already got you 50 of them. Do you still want more? Yes, I do. What do you want for your birthday? Barbie dolls? What do you want for Easter? BB? What do you want for Christmas? BB? What do you want for Halloween? The Ken doll? What do you want for Thanksgiving? I want to be thankful for all the Barbie toys I have by Mattel and Hasbro. That's the state of the world right now. Nobody knows how to cook any food. Nobody knows how to cook any good. Nobody knows how to grow any food. Nobody knows how to gosh. Doesn't this... And now I'm stuck at work. For another 7.5 hours. You know what's even gayer about work? Is that you're not actually at work for 8 hours. You're actually at work for 8.5 hours. Because they give you a half-hour lunch. And then if you add in the time to drive to work and from work, then you're actually pretty much at work for about at least 9 hours. Not 8 hours, but actually 9 hours. I don't want the lunch break. Just let me get this stupid shitty shift over with and go home. Take the lunch break away. I don't need to eat while I'm at work. I don't even want to eat when I'm at work because working just grosses you out and it makes you want to puke all of your food up that you eat. Because that's what jobs do. And so nobody should have lunch breaks. And the problem is that nobody should have lunch breaks because the 8-hour workday is too long anyways. There should be only like 3-hour lunch work days or 4-hour work days. Not 8. Not even close to 8, let alone 9. Hell no. That's a third of the day. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? A third of the day? That's kind of excessive, don't you think? Why not just the whole day? Why not just take my whole fucking day away? You pretty much do. You pretty much do. I wish my parents never got a divorce. I wish my grandparents were still alive to see this. I wish my pets didn't kill themselves. I had 2 dogs and they jumped off a cliff last year. I wish all my 1,200 fish didn't swim into a shark's mouth last week. I wish my baby kangaroo didn't jump inside of the belly of a giant rhinoceros 2 years ago. I wish that people would just get along, even if it's wrong. I wish that people would just get along. Yeah. I brought a few videos to watch. So the new Saturday Night Live episodes. I know that's cringe because they're gay Illuminati fags, but they actually write some funny stuff sometimes, and trust me, they actually kind of do. Yes, the actors are MK Ultra cocksuckers, but they write some funny stuff sometimes. The actors are total sellouts. Every actor is. They're all mind-controlled slaves to a demonic, satanic creature, whatever it is. People will tell you it's Satan. I don't know if that's true. I don't know what it is. Christians always hate Satan. The New Testament even says hate Satan. I think it's the New Testament. Why do they hate Satan when God made Satan? Think about that. Why do they hate Satan when God created a prosecutor angel specifically to call people out for their sins? Think about that for a second. And they tell you to hate Satan. Are you going to blaspheme God? Are you going to blaspheme a subject of God? You're not even supposed to say bad things about Sam and Lil. You're not supposed to say bad things about Bina. You're not supposed to say bad things about, well, maybe about Sam, I don't know. But you're definitely not supposed to say bad things about Bina or Hokmah or Kether or Tifereth or Gevurah, which is, Sam is tied in with Gevurah, the judgment Sephiroth, okay? And bloodshed, and Jesus Christ is tied in with the Gevurah Sephiroth as well, because Jesus Christ is the Jewish Messiah of war, and Messiah ben David is the Jewish Messiah of peace. The two Messiahs are controlled by the main creature, the Rav Mehevna, the faithful shepherd, which controls the Messiah of war and blood, Jesus, and the Messiah of peace, Ben David, who hasn't been born yet, so to speak. I know people say, what? Jesus Christ is the Messiah of bloodshed and war? Yes, because he said, I came to bring a sword. He's literally telling people he came to bring war. And people will think that because of all the holy wars done in Jesus Christ's name, that he did in fact come to bring war and blood. You can think of the Crusades and things like that, if such things even actually happened. I'm very skeptical of the historical faggoty lies that they've told us for the last hundreds of years, but I still am questionable about where the truth is in our historical record, if there even is any truth in it. Do I really think General Washington cut down a boy's cherry tree cock and went to war with the British and all this nonsense when they were all Freemasons themselves? No, probably not. Does it all sound like a big gay fairy tale? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And 15% of the Americans rose up and destroyed all of the British Empire, and then everyone stood up and clapped. And that's why we have liberty and freedom. That's great. Thanks. I'm sure that all happened. Except I'm not. I'm not sure any of that gay shit happened that I just talked about. What about the Civil War? I wasn't there. What about the Revolutionary War? I wasn't there and neither were you. What about the Korean War? Okay, my uncle was there. That might have happened. What about the Vietnam War? Yeah, that one probably happened. What about what I'm saying is anything past 1900 is all reset territory. We don't know what the hell happened. You weren't there, I wasn't there. The last big reset was in the 1800s. And so we don't know what happened in the 1800s. But don't you think it's suspicious that every single company in every single country basically was made in the 1800s? Coca-Cola, M&M's, all the companies, Walmart, maybe not Walmart, but every gay little corporation you can think of that sells candy and food was made in the 1800s. Basically every country. If you look at the state of Iraq on a map, it's a perfect square. It's a fake country. You can just draw a square on the map and call it Iraq, and you can make all these fake countries. Look at the states of America. Why are some of them perfect little gay squares? Why is Iraq a perfect gay square? It's because they just made it up. What's the real history of Iraq? I don't know. Just draw a square on the map and call it Iraq. It's a new reset. We get to draw new maps. This is awesome. You know what I mean? What was I talking about? Yeah, I don't know. It is really funny to see Kumala do really terrible in her interviews. I know it's all bread and circus, but it's just funny to see a retard being retarded. I guess she's probably just an actor, though, like all the rest of them, but she does a good, she acts well for a retard. Like, she does good acting. Like, it's like you're watching Good Will Hunting. I think that's a movie with a retard in it. Or it's like you're watching Rain Man. Except that might be a smart retard. It's like you're watching, what's that movie book where the guy kills the rabbit with Lenny and Mo or whatever? Or maybe I'm thinking, yeah, it's like the Three Stooges, but I'm thinking of the one where he kills the bunny. That famous movie book. Write in the comments, I don't remember the name of it. It's some stupid book where a big retard kills a bunny and then he kills a woman or something. You guys know the one I'm talking about. They made us read such strange books in school, and now everybody's scared of retards with bunnies. I don't know. Thanks, that's what I learned from that book, right? Even the guy who wrote Brave New World, Aldous Huxley, was he was like a billionaire. He was just an Illuminati fag, and he wrote a book about Brave New World. And why do you think he did that? Why do you think an Illuminati fag would write a book about Brave New World? Why do you think he would do that? Why do you think a billionaire would write that book and then force all of us to read it? Some people say it's because we need to know their plan before they do it, because that's just, I don't really get it. It's just part of the course for black magic shit or something. Anyway. When the world was created, all the Hebrew letters have different personalities. And they all went to Hashem and asked Hashem, make the world using me. Let me be the foundation for the new world you're going to make. And each letter had its own personalities to it. And each one made a case for why Hashem should use that letter as the backbone of this reality we're in right now. And the letters Shin Tet Nun, Satan, they're probably spicy letters. I think that's why. I think they might be spicy. That'd kind of be like S, T, and N. Except the T in Hebrew is more like Tav than Tet. And Tav is the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet, I believe. So when you see passages in the Torah that end with Aleph and Tav, that's signifying the beginning and the end. The Alpha and Omega would be like Aleph Tav. It'd be the first letter and the last letter, Aleph Tav. So there's a lot of random verses in the Torah, I think, that end with Et. And that's because it's like a powerful magic thing. Because you're combining all the beginning and all the end into one thing, Aleph and Tav, okay? Anyways, I think Hashem, the letter he picked to create the world, I think it's either A or H. I don't remember which one, but I think it's A. Source me, but also source, I don't know, the rabbis and stuff. H is the most coolest letter in Hebrew, because all the words that you have ever said in your life are separated by a breath, which is the H. It's the ha, that ha sound. It's the easiest letter to pronounce for anyone because it's just a breath. That's it. It's very soft, gentle, caring, merciful. Hashem is that letter H, because that letter H is soft and compassionate and caring and easygoing and easy and carefree and just very easy on the lips, easy on the mind. That H is in between. That H is in between every single letter. Between every single word, there's a breath. There's that H. Between every atom, every electron and atom, there's that breath, that space. That H is in between every single thing in the universe, is that H. So that's why H is such a beautiful letter that Hashem used in this reality. And everybody knows that, because I just said it. And other people have probably said it too. So, I mean, everybody knows that. This water tastes terrible, man. I think I'm gonna have to open up my Coke because this water tastes like trash, man. That's just how water tastes to me, man. Water tastes like trash sometimes. I'm sorry. I've been picking up dirty lemons off the ground and squeezing those and drinking those lately. I picked one up off the ground yesterday, and this lemon was disgusting. It was all soft like a newborn baby's head, and it's all squishy. Did not feel like a proper lemon. Felt like somebody stepped on shat on it. So now I was afraid to open it up. So I brought it home. I put it in my pocket, but then I thought, this lemon's fucked up. I'm not eating this. It's all squishy. It's not supposed to be this squishy. So then I thought, so then I just didn't even use it. I just left it on the countertop. It might still be there. This was yesterday. And that was the last I thought about that lemon because I brought it home. Of course, I wanted to slurp it up, but I get worried because what if it's a bad lemon, you know? Of course, I don't think you guys have to worry too much because lemons are naturally pesticides. The lemon juice inside of lemons is so acidic that it kind of creeps bugs out. Because if bugs drink all that acid, they'll probably explode. So they don't like lemon juice. You can put lemon juice on your plants in your garden. It'll scare off the insects because they don't like lemons. So lemon has been used as a natural pesticide for at least 23 hours. So you don't have to worry about picking up an old dirty lemon and thinking it's going to be full of bug aids. Because they don't like lemons. So it's probably fine. I need to shave my mustache and my goatee. They're getting way too gross and disgusting lately. And I've been too lazy to shave them or too lazy to do much of anything, really. Barely made any cartoons this week. Barely did much of anything this week. Like I said, I was readjusting to getting home, I guess. I was gone for 2 weeks. I don't remember how long I've been back. Maybe just a week. But yeah, this life is very questionable. The current life I'm living is very questionable. It's very suspicious and questionable and not the healthiest way. If I got cancer randomly, people would say, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because number 1, his diet's bad. Number 2, his exercise is bad. Number 3, his sleep schedule's bad. Number 4, his waking schedule's bad. Number 5, he sits in a chair all day on his butt, and that hurts his butt. So that makes sense that he got butt cancer if he's sitting on a chair all day. Number 6, not in the sun enough. Number 7, a nocturnal, which also causes cancer. Number 8, that's about it for now. Number 8, he's always by himself. People who are by themselves all the time die. You don't want to know why? It's because they're probably lonely and sad and shit and stressed out, and so that's why they're by themselves. People who become hermits and live by themselves, they go crazy. They don't have much long to live. They go insane in the membrane. Anyway. And, I did have a doctor check out my balls a few weeks ago. And I think he said they were fine. So that's cool because I haven't had a doctor look at my balls in years. Long time. I think if you're a young man, because of the gay testicle cancer that's going around now, it's good to have your balls checked out once in a while. Especially if you're a dude with huge, giant, massive, slimy, smaggy balls. Because, you know, you never And I don't know if I'm laughing enough. Maybe I am. It's really important to be laughing as much as possible because laughing cures cancer. You heard it here first. I think laughing is just really important for people because it just brightens up their mood. So yeah, sometimes I'll call people just to try to get a laugh out of it. I'll call Jan, he never picks up. I'll call someone else. If they pick up, I might throw a joke their way. No, I laugh. I did do some laughing today because my friend sent me a GIF of this chud jack on the moon with a flamethrower that was flaming a bunch of melanins on the moon to smithereens, and I laughed really hard. I will post the GIF if I remember at the start of this video. It's really, really funny. I don't know why. It was just so funny to see all these melanins get toasted to a crisp on the moon by this white chudjack astronaut. It was the hardest I've laughed in at least today. It was the hardest I laughed for today, or at least my top 2 laughs for today. Probably my top 1, but definitely top 2. I'll post the GIF if I remember. I probably won't remember, but if I do, I'm not going to remember. But it was a really funny GIF. Just trust me. Just trust me. You know, why is the word for black people in Hebrew negers, which is plague, and then if you put the word black plague was a disease a long time ago. And then in the Hebrew, the word plague is neger. So why is it called black plague if it's black? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Why? Isn't that strange? Just something I thought of earlier today. You know what I was thinking about yesterday on my walk? I love to climb stuff. It doesn't make sense that there's all these trees in my neighborhood that you're not allowed to climb and put mountain climbing equipment on. Put a bunch of ropes and pulleys and dig painful metal stakes into the trees so you can step and climb all over them. Humankind was made to climb, or at least I was. I love climbing and I always have. Hashtag climber in the comments section. And I haven't gotten to climb anything like that. But Jerry, you can go to a climbing gym for just $30 a month while they take all your Jewish cash out of your pockets just so you can use their shitty faggy equipment and use their gay gym for $30 a month. Well, I don't want to pay just to climb. There's plenty of trees, but they won't let us climb them, so it's unfair. If I had my own property in New Mexico, I would build a tower. I would build a tower and I would climb it. I swear I would build a tower out of sandbags and plastic totes with heavy dirt inside of them. I thought about this yesterday about how to build a cool structure, and it never occurred to me you could just use those gay little totes from Target or Walmart, fill them up with heavy shit or dirt, stack them on top of each other, and boom, you have a tall, heavy structure. You have to make sure that they're stuck to, or you can use sandbags. People in New Mexico use sandbags, and they put sharp chicken wire on top, and that sticks the sandbags together very tightly. So they make houses out of sandbags in New Mexico because you're allowed to build shit out there. So I thought about moving to New Mexico as well, and living in an Earth ship and building a tower. Make sure you guys Google Earthship if you don't know what that is on YouTube. Deutsch videos, if you don't know what that is, Google Earthship. I think you'll like what you see. And it's funny. I talked to a person. And It doesn't matter. Anyways. How much of Generation Z do you think identify as LGBTQ? Probably like 50%, huh? Probably like 99%. It's because they got TV shows now like Johnny Test and Lizzie McGuire. Or like Lizzie McGuire. And, no, I don't know. I mean, they got a lot of gay shows. Isn't it funny that P. Diddy was on All That and he was on Nickelodeon shows? And then now, and so is Danny Snyder and all these other pedos on Nickelodeon, and then now they're all, like, in trouble for diddling. And they were all on Nickelodeon. It's never, like, Cartoon Network. It's always Nickelodeon or Disney has all the pedos on the channel. Have you guys noticed that? Maybe they just haven't caught Eustace Bagg yet for diddling Courage the dog. But they might catch him someday, because I think Courage had a lot of trauma. And that's why he was so fucked up as a dog. That's why Courage, the cowardly dog, was actually Courage the post-traumatic stress disorder from Eustace Baggs diddling him, the dog. And that's why he was so scared of everything all the time. So that's my theory on Courage the dog. I did like how Courage lived in Kansas because my family's from Kansas, and it's a very plain state. It's very normal and flat, and it's a very boring state, but there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't like, I don't like driving. Because it always feels like you're gonna get in a fatal accident, and, last month I got a stop sign ticket by a cocksucker cop who's hiding behind a bush at 11 p.m., in a suburb, in a white suburb, and, it's like, this is a safe area. Why are you giving me a stop sign ticket for not stopping long enough at a stop sign? That's really dumb. That's really stupid. It's really, really dumb. It's just a waste. It's a total waste. It's just a waste of, it's just nonsense. Can you imagine if I had that job? Just giving people stop sign tickets and ruining people's days? Instead, I have the opposite job. I'm a smile creator, and so I'm hoping that some of these cartoons are making people smile instead of charging them $230 and the cop came over to my car and he's looking in with a flashlight, and of course my car is a total mess. It looks like someone lives in here. It's got pink string hanging up all over the walls. Like, it looks like a schizophrenic's wet dream in this car. So hopefully that made the faggoty cops smile because they saw how silly the inside of my car looked. But still not nice to charge someone $200 just for not stopping long enough at a stop sign. I just think that's fucking retarded. This society's fucking retarded. We all gotta have social security numbers so that we're slaves to the, the queen, the beehive. And, no, but it just feels like every time you get on the road. And I barely drive, but it feels like every time you get on the open road, it's almost like an accident, waiting to happen. And I was thinking, oh man, because I'm like nocturnal. So I go on walks sometimes at 4 in the morning, 3 to 2 in the morning. I'm thinking, what if there's like a gargoyle demon creature who's invisible on top of the roof, and they see some random dude walking around the neighborhood by himself at 4 in the morning? They're probably going to fly and try to attach to him. They're going to be like, oh, this guy's not normal. We should mess with this dude. You know what I mean? Like, because they'll be like, oh, well, who's awake? What kind of a human is awake at 4 in the morning? That doesn't make sense. It's totally dark out here. It's freezing out here. Why is this guy walking around? We better... Of course, I don't really have any supernatural experiences to speak of besides a whole bunch of sleep paralysis when I was younger. Besides that, I don't think I've really seen anything supernatural, really, or ghostly, or otherworldly, and stuff like that. You know, a birth is a miracle, because... You know, you get these two people together and somehow their eggs and sperm and whatever, like, find each other, and it's like microscopic and shit, and somehow those things give birth to a baby. See, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. People might not think birth is a miracle, but it is. And then, of course, people like to stamp it out with abortions. Yeah, alright. Let's put an end to this miracle right now. We better get an abortion, honey. Okay, dear. Let's get an abortion. Let's get another one. Let's get another one. If you're gonna have a bunch of abortions, then you might as well just start using condoms or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? Or, condoms aren't that expensive, probably. They're probably not that expensive. Or just... go to the Party City store and just get a big bag of balloons and just, get a rubber band and wrap the balloon around your cock or something, you know? It's not that hard to figure out, I think, but duct tape the balloon to your cock exactly, just anything. I mean, you could probably just put duct tape around the head of your dick so that the sperm can't come out. I mean, that's kind of a genius thing I just thought of in my head, because I am a genius when it comes to ideas. And I just thought of that one, and that's a genius idea. And I gotta go on a patrol in a second here. Oh, jeez, I actually really do. I wasn't really paying attention to the time. I have to go, like, right now, actually. Because my freaking lunch is in 30 minutes. Which means I'm basically almost halfway done with my first shift of the week. And then I just have to get through tomorrow's shift, and then I'll be good for another 5 days. Yeah, 5 days. 5 days of pure... some people, like Nick Senny, they say, I want to live the neat dream. I can't do the wage slave life anymore. I want the neat dream. A lot of people say they want to be a neat boy, but then once they go out on that journey, I think it would tear poor Nick's head apart. I think he would go crazy from all the pressure of society and the yelling and all the smeggy problems that come with being an indoor cat of a neat person all day and all night, and always thinking about you, us Blue. Inside and outside, Blue himself, with a blue little nigger and a blue Corvette, and everything was blue for him and himself and everybody around, 'cause he ain't got nobody to listen. I'm neat, abba-dee, dabba-dee, and zabu-jar, dabba-die, zabu-jar, dabba-dee. So, you think that's true? I was thinking about that the other day, but then I thought, nah. People are like, being a neat is so hard. I want to be a neat, but it's so hard. But I think it depends on stuff. In one point, I do think if people want to be a neat and they just quit everything, it can be very freeing and very easy. Because some people think being a neat is hard. They think normies can't do the neat life. They would go crazy. But then I think, I think if somebody quit their job, they'd be pretty happy about it. I mean, as long as you have to have the right mindset of sleepy, slothy laziness to really embrace the neat lifestyle, forget about responsibilities, girls, family, anything like that. You have to embrace the bed and its computer chair and all that comes with being a neat person, creature. If you can do that, if you can slip into that mindset, it'd be easy for you. If you're a type A person, then yeah, you'd go crazy. Because you'd quit your job and you'd be like, okay, I need to get another job right now. I'm going to start applying right now. Hello, Pizza Hut? Yeah, I can work 5 days. I can work 7 days a week. No problem. 24-hour days. No problem. Because Because I knew somebody back in high school, and when they didn't have a job, they would get another job immediately. They would start job hunting, and then before you know it, they'd have 2 jobs again. If they lost a job, they would replace it immediately. Those are type A people. They always have to have their tiny hamster brains running. They cannot spend a single second to meditate and think about their own smeg and their own life and their own brain thoughts. They're uncomfortable with their own ideas. Ooh, I'm getting kind of creeped out. Oh, I don't want to be alone with my thoughts and ideas. Oh no, something happened to me when I was a kid. You can see it in my eyes. Oh, if you look straight in my eyes, something happened to me when I was an adult, too. Oh, jeez, stuff keeps happening to me. I can't be alone with my post-traumatic stress disorder thoughts. Oh, I need a job. Oh, I can flip burgers again. Whew. Yep, order up. Big Mac on 7. Coming right your way, Normie fat fucking slob fuck. Coming right your way. You want extra ketchup and mayo on that? You got it, boss. You got it, king. Coming right up. Want to slap some pickle dicks on the pickle burger? You got it, boss. You got it, big boss. Let me see that bushy, big boy boss. Let me see that bushy, the big buck break, the boy pussy, pickle, buckle, Beckle, Derek Beckles, blah, blah, blah. Okay, anyway, I gotta go do a patrol real quick, because I'm running out of time, so I gotta do this real quick. And, I'll be right back. And, so far, work is totally quiet tonight. It's getting all fogged up in my car. And why do my windows always get so frosted over? I can't see anything out of my windows when I'm driving. And I don't know if this happens to anyone else. It probably doesn't, but I can't even see out of this fucking car, man. The back window is all frosted up. You can't see out of it. How does anyone even drive a car when the whole windows are all frosted up? You can't see shit out of them. Yeah, you can defrost the front one, I guess. And yes, I even wipe the windows off before I go driving sometimes just to get all the frost off, but sometimes it doesn't work, man. So I'm telling you, these machines are weird, man. They're death traps, bro. They're death trap. Okay, be right back. In the Zohar, all of the branches of the tree are blessed by Hashem. Even the roots of the tree, even the bottom of the tree, even the top of the tree. Even if someone is useless, or they're not, I don't know, they don't know the Old Testament or anything like that, or they are depressed or something, even they are blessed. Because every part of the tree is blessed. Even the roots, even the branches, all the branches of the tree are blessed. Every part of the tree is blessed. And all of us, I think, are a different part of the tree. You might be a branch, or you might be a root, or you might be a leaf. I don't know. But it says that every part of the tree is blessed. Is anyone surprised at how hard it is to find a wife in the current realm, whatever this place is? I know people have used Tinder before, but I was never able to really get a match on Tinder or anything like that. And getting rejected by women in real life is always pretty terrible, pretty awful experience. Seems like a lot of the nicest women are obese in the United States. And to be honest, if I was to marry an obese woman, I'd probably get crushed by her way into a tiny little pancake, and I would pass away. I would turn into dust. The same way that those 2 beautiful twin towers turned into dust on that fateful day. That's right, they turned into dust. They did. There was no millions of pounds of debris like in a normal construction district. What's it called? You know when a building gets knocked down, all that weight goes somewhere. That million-pound building, those million pounds end up on the ground. Twin Towers? Guess how much weight ended up on the ground? And those buildings were millions of pounds. Guess how much of those millions of pounds ended up on the ground? Like zero. Probably like 1%. So that begs the question. If you got a building that's of millions of pounds, and suddenly all those millions of pounds disappear into thin air, are vaporized into dust, what can cause a giant building to turn into dust? None of our conventional weaponry or technology has the capability to do that. The only capability the only technology that has the capability to do something like that is some really bizarre, fucked up technology. I forgot the name of it, but it's like some psychic shit. It's like some weird shit. It's this thing that this guy made in his garage in the 60s, kind of, 50s. And it's kind of like a microwave. And it makes objects do very, very weird things, twist in different ways. And if you look at the 911 building pictures, you'll see some of the metal that survived is twisted and contorted in the weirdest ways, like it's doing this beautiful kind of acrobatic gymnastic dance. Some magical faggotal technology twisted the metal into all these weird different shapes. What can cause something to twist metal into those shapes? And this isn't easy metal to twist either. This isn't like your grandma's tits metal. This is metal that's made to not twist at all. And yet this metal was twisted in the most smoothest, beautiful ways. It's kind of like you'd twist a 3D model in Blender. It's just easy to smooth and twist. This metal is made to be hard and rough. This isn't made to twist. What kind of magic causes something hard and stiff to suddenly become as flexible as a gay man in the bedroom, about to get his factory packed with new and fudge? What can cause something to do that? Well, this is secret technology. This is weird alchemical shit. Not the shit they sell you at the grocery store. This is some supernatural shit. And it was the biggest, craziest ritual we've had post-reset. Top 5 craziest, top 3 craziest ritual. Top 1, creating humans in cabbage patches. Top 3, 911 buildings turning into dust. Top 2, if you guys can think of the second craziest event in the last 200 years, write it in the comments. I can't think of anything crazier than those two things. Write in the comments. Top number 2 craziest event in the last 200 years was, drum roll please. Seriously, what the fuck? Mandela effects. We'll say Mandela effects. That's it. That's number 2. Mandela effects, changing the timeline, different timelines converging into our reality realm, different universes, gay, converging into our reality realm, the most evil fags and most evil possible in our current realm going on right now as we speak. People who think they're being oppressed for having melanin and for packing their factories with fudge. Meanwhile, they're doing all the oppressing, thinking that they are the ones being oppressed. Complete evil mind control on the masses, convincing them to put cum and smeg poison into their bloodstream to keep their gay jobs, for their gay fake money, for their gay fake lives, for their gay fake hobbies and their gay fake girlfriends, on their gay fake Tinder apps, on their gay fake technology, AI, brainwashing, brain control, mind washing, mind control, MK Gultra gay lives that they lead, where they're obsessed with money, when the coolest thing to do is not to have money, but actually to probably hook up climbing ropes to nearby trees and just climb. You know, hashtag I'm a climber. I'm not ashamed of it anymore. But they won't even let me climb trees, I bet, because, well, I just don't. I just don't think. I think I think they would. I would need a tree, and I don't think I. I don't think the trees in my backyard are tall enough. They might be tall enough, but I don't think my sister would let me climb the trees anyways. If I were to hook up a bunch of different ropes to the trees, I don't think she'd be, what's the word? Super, thrilled about it. Even though the coolest thing to do in this realm is free, and it's just climbing tall trees, mountains, and building towers, and then climbing the towers. There's no way there's anything more fun than that. And yet, you have to go to a faggot climbing gym for $30 a month just to go rock climbing? No thanks, fucks. I will not pay money to do something like that. I will pay money for a boba smoothie, though, maybe. Hopefully tomorrow, because I feel like, to be honest, I really need one. But they're so expensive. They're $7, man. They're $7. You know how much I make an hour? $17.50. That's about half of my paycheck. $7, So, but yeah, boy, are they good though. I'm getting the taro smoothies are great, and the rice pudding, milk pudding tea drinks are great as well. Those are my two favorite Asian Oriental. Me like pee-pee, me like Coke, me go pee-pee in your Coke. Me slant eyes, me crazed wives, me have AIDS inside your thighs. Those are my two favorite Oriental Asian rice, Chinese, slant, goon-eyed, gook-eyed drinks. And I think write your favorite Oriental drink in the comments if you have one. I'm not a coffee guy. This might come as a shock to you because coffee does seem like it would give people schizophrenia with how much energy it gives them, but I can't do coffee because it gives me anxiety, panic attacks or something because of all the caffeine. So I do soda. I have some Capri Suns sometimes and grape juice, and that's pretty much the three major food groups of things that I drink. Capri Suns, soda pop, mostly Coke, and grape juice, or cranberry juice too, not apple juice. Don't give me that cheap shit. I'm not about the apple juice. But I like grape juice and cranberry juice, tasty, sugary, red juices, probably made with natural red dye number 40, made out of crushed parasite insects. The way they get that beautiful red color in your favorite candy or drink is they crush up parasites, and the crushed up parasites turn the drink red, and that's called natural dye number 40. It's used in probably Skittles, M&Ms, yogurt, anything you can think of to give it that beautiful red color. It's made with a disgusting crushed up parasite corpse. Isn't that strange? That's the kind of weird fucking realm we're living in right now, guys. Very strange. And now you guys will think about that every time you eat candy that's red. Now you will think, oh, this was made out of bugs. Bug dicks are in this candy. Amazing. That's what you guys will think of, because that's what it is. Sorry to burst your bubble butt, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Even if I were to find a wife to bring her back to my room, I don't know if she'd be too pleased, because I'm broke. I barely work. I can't even stand working, really. I hate working. My room's a mess because I try to make it as schizophrenic as possible because I like to have something to do in my spare time, so just decorate the room. I don't know how a woman IRL, let's just say in real life, would react to some sort of an amazing creature such as myself. I think she might be shocked at how powerful I am, because I'd have to show her my Funko Pop collection, my Smeg collection, my Piss Jug collection, all my collections that I have. And no, but I'm serious, but I wouldn't come on. I'm totally normal, I'm totally normal. It's just that I don't care about money. And so I think about pretty much every woman in the entire universe would take heat with that. They'd say, you don't want money. I can't have a child with this guy because he has no money. And I love money. I need money for new Barbie dolls. I'd say I can't get you a new Barbie doll because I'm broke. She would divorce you on the spot. Everyone knows that. Everyone's too afraid to say that. I'm the crazy king because I just say what everybody's thinking. Everybody's thinking they need a new Barbie doll. My wife needs one. Her daughter needs one. My wife's daughter and her new boyfriend need new Barbie dolls, and I don't got the money to pay for it. So that's where things are right now, and I don't know why nobody talks about this. They probably do. I guess I just don't watch any. I don't really watch any blogs or NCELL videos or blogs. They'll flag you if you say that stuff because they But I think they would talk about it a bit, but I don't watch any of them. The only videos I really watch are Tartaria conspiracy Jewy Christian videos and some ghost videos and cool conspiracy videos. Pretty much just conspiracy videos. A couple Smash Brothers tournaments when there's a good one. I was watching a little bit of one today, but it wasn't that good. Mostly conspiracy videos, and I watch SNL sometimes, the new clips. I watch them tonight. And what else do I watch? Ghost videos. There's a few comedy videos I watch maybe, but that's about it. It's mostly like conspiracy videos and stuff. That's about it. And Deutsche Videos doesn't make enough videos, so Deutsche Videos, you need to make more videos because I like to see how his brain works. Because I like to see how people's brains work. And some of you guys might be wondering, how does my brain work? And well, it works. And it works in what's that quote? God works in mysterious ways. Yeah, maybe it's like that. Maybe my brain works in mysterious ways. You know what I mean? And probably yours does too, maybe. Maybe you don't understand how your own brain works. Think about that. Think, do I understand my thoughts? Do I know what I'm thinking? That's just something to think about. You know? Normies would go crazy when you tell them you haven't been with a gal. You know, they go crazy. They go, what? This guy's insane. This guy's about to unload all of his ammunition on the learning facility I go to. You know, I've got to be careful around this guy. Because they all probably have girlfriends or something, because they're all, I don't even understand anyone ever, because they don't even fucking understand. Maybe I should be alone forever. I don't want to, but I've already been alone this long, number one. Hey, you know what I just know? Biden, I'm just like Joe Biden, because he always does, number one, I'm going to release a new tax tariff policy on the rich and give them to the poor. Number two, Donald Trump, he's never been nothing more than a jerk and a chump. Number three, I'm going to go down to the border and I'm going to open it up for all the rapists to eat pets. Number four, I've been policymaker on the division of Congress since I was 5 years old. Anyway, that's my Biden impression. I thought it was pretty good, because he does little number lists like that I do. But then he also goes, anyway. He also does anyways, that's great. That's a cute little catchphrase he does too. Love it. Love it. Galactic Emperor Biden, we salute you. Thank you for your service. Anyways, when you've been alone this long, people are like, oh, he's crazy. He's been alone this long. What? Impossible. I'm a god amongst men. Who is this boy? He's about to unload all of his ammunition on the learning facility I attend. What's this guy thinking? I had someone say that in rehab once. This, black female, she said I looked like a school AKer. And I didn't say anything. I was just like, you know, because she said it she said it in a secret bitch. Sorry, I don't mean to sound mean. She said it in a secrety way. Like she kind of like said it to the staff girl, or it might have been the staff. It might have been another girl in rehab with us, but she said it to her right in front of me. She said it, but she didn't say it directly. She said like some of those boys look like school AKers, kind of like, and she looked back at me and she's like, never mind. Anyways, something like that. But obviously, she was looking at me like, "Oh, this guy's a school AKer. This guy's a school ammunition boy." But she was young, dumb, and full of cum, definitely, because she was from the hood. She had a lot of issues. It's okay. That's all right. She thought, she thought all white people were afraid of melanin people, which they are, and they have good reason to be. But that pissed her off that she said that because that whites were afraid of melanins, and they have good reason to be, like most of the time, right? Because those creatures are around melanins never relax, as the saying goes here in the States, right? But I don't think I was afraid around her. She's just a silly girl. I need to stop sounding mean. There was another black gal in the rehab who was pretty nice that I went on a few walks with at the rehab, and she seemed like a nice gal, and she was tall and thin, I think. Tall like a basketball player or something. I think she was even taller than me now that I think about it. I don't remember her name, maybe Taylor or something, but even she brought up she even said something like, when I was walking with her about, it was something derogatory about whites. In my head, I'm like, oh, okay. So I don't. She said, what was it? Maybe it was, it was just some like bullshit like white privilege or something. I don't remember. It was the gayest shit I've ever heard. But they're all brainwashed, man. All those sucker normie fucks at rehab, they're all brainwashed. It's very sad. But not just at rehab, at colleges, high schools. It's very rare you meet someone who's actually has some IQ and is as fucking based as me, or as you, or whoever you know. Because most people out there are cookie cutter faggots who play inside the lines of the sandbox. They don't color outside of the lines, or they'll get scolded by teacher. Don't color outside the lines. Don't do that. You have to be a puzzle piece that fits perfectly into the faggoty little puzzle that you were born into. You must be a cog in the machine. You must fit exactly into the hole that you were born to fit in to clog the toilet. Everyone is so afraid of being outcasted by their friends or by their communities or whatever. But if you're already a loner boy like me, you're already kind of outcasted your whole life, then that fag shit doesn't apply to you. You don't really care about that shit. And so you're more able to openly divulge into creative, high IQ, I'm smarter than you ideas, and delve into that creative schizo shit and do whatever you want with your creative brain. And think about cool conspiracies and read about them and think about them and talk about them, and then you start getting into jokes. And normies can handle maybe a little bit of black humor, but if you go into, super black humor, I don't know. Like, talking about smeg, normies will think you're insane. We all know this, right? You always have to lower your power level when you're around normies, because if you higher up your power level and you show them how powerful you are, then they can't handle it because they're too brainwashed into the fucking system and stuff. You know how it is. We all know how it is, man. We all know how it is. Bashkaklavari, Krishnamurti once said, there's no such thing as an average Joe. There's no average man. To say the word normie is to dehumanize someone as an NPC. But if they actually are a normie faggy NPC, then it's not really dehumanizing them, is it? If they're watching CNN, they're eating their cereal, they're buying every single thing the TV tells them is true, it's very sad. But they are a very sad creature who is afraid of new ideas, afraid of Orange Man bad, afraid of, and look, Trump's a Jewy cocksucker like all the rest of them, he doesn't, I'm not saying he's a savior at all, he's quite the opposite, but when people just buy whatever the TV tells them 24/7, it's just sad, man. The election is fake and gay, of course it is. All these people are Freemason fags, like, none of them are real. Joe Rogan, probably Mason fag. You wouldn't even think he is, right? You think, Joe Rogan, nah. He worked his ass off to become a super billionaire. So did Mark Zuckerberg. So did fucking Hillary Clinton. So did Biden. So did, all these people are Mason cocksuckers. Every last one of them. There's videos of the Queen of England getting initiated into the Druids in the 1900s. She's at this giant festival surrounded by these freaks called Druids, dressed up in antlers and goat skins and wearing hooves and shit, wearing goat masks, dancing around, prancing around, fudge packing around. And she's being initiated as like the Queen of Druids when she was like young in the early 1900s. It's the most bizarre crap you've ever seen. They don't want you seeing that video. They don't want you knowing about that video, man. Why is she initiated as the Queen of Druids? I bet British people like Paul, don't even know about that stuff. Maybe he does, I don't know. But I bet you Brits don't even know about that, man. Because this world is just fake and gay Mason shit. It's just gay. It's just gay and fake. I want to see something real, man. The only real stuff I've been able to see is conspiracy stuff, man. Conspiracy stuff, and I don't know, maybe Bible stuff, because I pray all the time, so hopefully some Bible stuff Bible stuff Bible stuff affects me because I can feel it. I can feel reading the passage I can feel how strong they are. I know some people aren't religious, but I can feel, I'm talking about New and Old Testament, but I don't read the New Testament anymore because I'm more Jewishy now, but both Testaments I've thought, I felt very emotionally powerful just reading them. So, whoever wrote them has got some sauce. And, I know some people aren't religious and they don't care about God. Like Jan doesn't pray at all. He doesn't believe in God really. Or maybe he's agnostic, maybe. I don't know. But there's a lot of people out there who don't pray at all. What do they even think of all day? What do they think of? I don't know. Because when I think, I do a lot of praying when I think. So I've kind of combined the two things together between thinking and praying. That might just be a ADHD schizo thing I've done, but I don't know how other people think or pray, so I don't know what to tell you about that, but yeah. It's getting pretty cold at work. It's almost 4 in the morning. I know you wouldn't think sitting in a car for 16 hours would be that hard, but it just is. It just sucks, man, kind of. So that's why I do the podcast, because it just helps pass the time a little bit, because sitting in a car oh man, it's just a pointless job most of the time. It's just a dead job. There's nothing going on, and it's just chill, and you just sit in your car, and it's just you in your car, and it's nighttime, and I never see a UFO all night. I'm sitting out here all night. I never see a UFO. Or anything like that. It's just dark. And, my snot tastes and smells like smeg, dude. It's not good. It's just I'm gonna have to get more antibiotics from the doctor, but I can't go to the doctor on my insurance. I have to go to the ER. So last time I went to the ER and the dead of night, and he said, "Why are you here at night?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm nocturnal and shit." He's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he gave me a COVID test, which is disgusting. And I should have manned up and told him I don't want that. I mean, it was just a swab, but still, you don't want those swabs in your nose from the COVID test, because God only knows what those evil fags put in those swabs, bro. You don't want those. So next time, man up. Tell your doctors you don't want a COVID swab test. I'm very shy and timid sometimes with stuff, so that's why I probably didn't man up and tell them F off. Sorry, I don't want the swab. Well, they swabbed me down in my fudge pack hole. Just kidding. In the mouth. No, in the nose. And anyway, I knew what I came there for, antibiotics. I didn't need this silly, stupid doctor to make me wait 2 hours for antibiotics. Why do you need a prescription to get antibiotics? Because you'll make super germs if you get them from the store. Okay, great. I shouldn't have to wait 2 hours just to get antibiotics from a doctor. Walk in, the faggot doctor gives them to you, walk out. It should be that fast. It shouldn't be all this bullshit. Sorry, but it really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. It really shouldn't. And obviously they didn't even really completely work, because I still, my throat still has issues. I got the throat infection from Disneyland last year, and that's where I got it from. And every time I go to Disneyland, I feel like I get some sort of disease. It's a great place to go to get a terrible, disgusting disease that stays with you for a long time. That's why it's a good place to go there, you know. And I go there like every year. I go there like every year, pretty much. And it's expensive, man. It's like $100. It's like at least $100, I think, or it's or something like that. It's pretty damn pricey. Just to see Mr. Mouse himself, get that sweet autograph from the mouse himself. Mikey Mouse, I'm talking about, of course. And yeah. Yeah, so I had some hot tea yesterday. It wasn't that good. I don't think I got it hot enough. So just didn't taste quite right. It's 4:20 now. 4:20 a.m. Hashtag 420. Still in the car. Seems like, doesn't it seem like all the magic's been sucked out of this world? Now all we're left with is the shit. You know, I've been doing some thinking between you and me. And yeah, you know, I get some feelings of hopelessness here and there. Who doesn't and who wouldn't, right? But, you know, when you see movies, magical movies, and then you come back to real life, and it just seems like the magic's been sucked out of this world. It seems like the magic's been sucked out of this world, you know? And, you know, and all the angels are gone. You know, because that's what it feels like, because if you look at all the old world buildings, they're all covered in angels. The Notre Dame Cathedral, it's all covered in angels and gargoyles, right? And all the old world buildings are all covered with angels inside and out, right? And now, when you go outside of your house and you look up, when was the last time you guys saw a physical body angel flying around with gay little wings and stuff? You probably haven't seen that, have you? So my question is also this: where did all the angels go? Where are they? Because they're the ones who probably built all those cathedrals, and that's why they put angels all over the cathedrals. It's because they were actually the ones building them. And they like to show off. And so they put angels all over these cathedrals because they're the ones who were here, and they're the ones who were building these things. Angels were real, and they did have physical bodies maybe, and they're the ones who built all these buildings that we go into sometimes. Now, where did they go? Somebody tell me, where did they go? Because that's the question on my freaking mind right now. I mean, there's other stuff on my mind. But that's top 50 thing. That's top 1,000 things on my mind is where did all the angels go? It's on my top 1,000 things maybe I've thought of in the last few days. Where'd they go? Where did they go? Where are they? Are they coming back soon? Will they be back soon? How long have they been gone? At least 200 years. At least 200 years they've been gone. Are they coming back anytime soon? That's what I want to know. Where are they? Why did they leave? Are they in Antarctica right now? Is that why we're not allowed to go there? Are they in the South Pole, the North Pole, the West Pole, the East Pole, the Stripper Pole? Where did they go? What pole are they on? Are they in Antarctica? Is that where we're not allowed to fucking go over there? Are they underwater? Are they in Bosnia? Are they in the Czech Republic? What country are they hanging out in? Are they even in a country? Are they in the sky? Are they underground? Are they in another dimension? Are they coming back very soon? Are they never coming back? Write in the comments if you wish they would come back. Write in the comments, say, I wish they would come back. Because, well, you know, everything would get a lot better here, I think. I think that is true. I really do think that's true. Write in the comments if you think that's true. But I guess we can pray that they come back, right? Might as well. It's worth a shot, right? I don't see why not. I don't see why not. You know, some boy messaged me on Discord. He said he prays that the war between angels and demons will finally end. And he said, "Is that a dumb thing to pray?" And I thought, I don't think so. That sounds like a nice prayer. Sounds like a very trippy prayer. I've never heard anybody pray about that before. I've heard people pray that the wars in the Middle East end, but I'd never heard people pray for angels and demons, the war between angels and demons to end. I've never heard that prayer before. Have you? I haven't. So, and you guys can pray for whatever you want. I don't think any of your prayers are stupid. I think they're all extremely unique prayers, unique to your life that Hashem uniquely gave you. Maybe you're not supposed to be a Jewish person. Maybe you're supposed to be a guitar player. There's nothing wrong with being a guitar player if you like playing guitar. I say go for it. I say do it. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. If God gave you the talent to play guitar, you then play guitar. That's why he gave you that talent, so that you could use it to do whatever it is you do with it. You know what I mean? As long as it's not hurting nobody. Like that scene in Deliverance, hey boy. As long as it's not hurting nobody. It's getting cold. I gotta do patrol in a second. And then I can get out of here in 3 hours. Oh my gosh, let me get the heck out of here, please. I got my scarf on. I wear a scarf because it gets cold. And I breathe into the scarf. And then the inside of the scarf gets all warm. I got this boy cheap from China, like $2. Maybe even less than that. Maybe $3, $4. Probably like $2 or $3. And it's a good scarf. It's I feel like I'm inhaling a bunch of microplastics each time I inhale near this thing, and I feel like my throat feels covered in microplastics from this scarf. But besides that, it's good. It's good enough, especially for the price. It's good. It's a good little scarf, you know. It's blue and gray, which is an interesting color combination. Not a very particularly pretty color combination, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, I didn't even wear my sunglasses on my last 2 patrols. I wore them them last week, and some girls kind of snickered at me. I think maybe they were snickering at me, or they were scared because I was wearing sunglasses at night. So I just thought, I don't really want to get snickered at by evil bullying women. So maybe I shouldn't wear the sunglasses. I feel like that's contributing to the snickering. And I also scared another short Mexican man when I had the sunglasses on a few months ago here. I nearly made him drop all of his beers. So I think I even said hello to some people once, and they didn't say anything back to me. So I can't remember if that's real. That sounds real. That sounds like it happened. Pretty sure, but I think the sunglasses throw a lot of people off. I don't know, but I don't like the bright light in my eyes at this hour. These are ungodly hours. These are late hours to have bright, artificial, fluorescent, gay lights shining into your pupils. You know, and maybe it's for the best that I'm alone forever, because people might think, well, this guy can't support himself. How could this boy support a wife? I know somebody wrote that in the comments. They said, if you can't even hold down a 2-day-a-week job, how are you going to hold down a wife, dude? How are you gonna manage that? You tell me, dude. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. If you can't even support yourself, you got to work on yourself, dude. You got to fucking suck and tuck and fuck yourself before you suck and tuck and fuck a wife, dude. You can't just go wife hunting around. Women swimming in the pissing women swimming in the local kitchen. You can't go fucking around and finding out with Mr. Rogers' wife. Who framed Roger Rabbit? Was it a fucking faggot? You know, I just think, if you could find a girl who wasn't obsessed with money and Barbie dolls and career chasing materialism and all this other gay nonsense, kind of just a low maintenance chick, you know, they might be able to put up with me a little bit, but don't know if that exists, honestly. Don't know if that exists. Oh, I saw a shadow. Possibly a transient. Hopefully they didn't steal a bike. Hope they didn't steal it. I don't think they did. Hopefully they didn't. It's hard to see out of my windshield because it's so frosted over. So, I don't know. I can't see anything out of my window because it's so frosted over. Let me I'm going to turn on my windshield wipers real quick. Get some of the frost off. How do I turn this thing on? There we go, that's a little bit better. Now to turn the car off, do I move the key? I move it back towards me, or yeah, there we go. That's much better. I got a lot of the frost off. Now I can kind of see out of here. I hope they didn't steal a bike. That'd be bad. I already got in trouble for people stealing bikes before. It's not good. Not good. But you know, these bums like stealing bikes, so that's what they do. That's what they do. I didn't even finish my burrito, man. I wasn't really feeling it. It's just been, you know, it's not been a great night. It's not been a great night for whatever, you know. It's just fuck. It's just been one of those lives, man. It's been one of those lives, man, where you know those corny quotes where a guy's like, when is anything gonna go my way? When am I ever gonna have something good happen to me? When am I ever gonna have something good happen to me? You know? It's like one of those corny lines, man, but real, man. You know, I had a dream a few days ago. I had a dream a few days ago. I was holding some chick's hand in the dream. I woke up and I was like, I never wanted to wake up. I wanted to stay in that dream. You know? Because I don't hold any chick's hands, ever. Ever. And, you know, I don't know. No, I think normies must take it for granted or something. Yeah, it's whatever, so. It was, you know, I felt pretty conflicted, cause I wasn't, I was awake, no, so, it's not often you get a dream, like that. I don't know, people, they get into their 30s, and then they don't care about romance anymore. They don't care about finding a partner or something. I don't know. But I'm still in my early 30s, so I still have a brain and a heart and stuff that are like pumping blood, you know? So, Sorry, I was full of food. Hold on 1 second. I'm chewing my food. put the... Crap, where did I put the work phone at? Even if I had a wife, yeah, I'd ignore her and play video games sometimes. Maybe most of the time. Maybe a lot of the time. But still might be cool to have one, you know? Still might it might be cool sometimes, right? But am I going to ignore her sometimes and play video games? Of course I am. Of course I am. But, you know, that's fine. Guys need their alone time, you know? They need their, you know, whatever. Anyway. I gotta go make a patrol real quick. It's freaking cold out there, man. It's really cold. Bye. Yeah. I'll be right back. You know, I'm reading some of this Jewish stuff sometimes when I can. And it's really complicated. I don't understand it. But then it makes sense because I got this tattoo on my shoulder. Oh, I have a welcome to the NHK tattoo on my left shoulder, I think. But on my right shoulder, I have a Flowers of Evil tattoo. Ooh, spooky. And in that anime, it's about a degenerate boy, and he reads this fancy pants book called Flowers of Evil. It's a real book written by a French poetry author. And everybody thinks he's a smart boy because he reads this fancy pants, smarty pants book. But then you find out he doesn't even really understand what the hell he's talking about, what the author's talking about. He doesn't understand what it means. He doesn't understand the book. He doesn't understand what the author's talking about in this book. So he's like, I'm not smart. I read the book, but even I don't understand the book. People think I understand the book because I read it, but it's confusing stuff. I don't understand the book. And that's how I feel with this. That's how I feel with this Jewish stuff, man. I read some of the stuff, but it doesn't make any sense. It's too complicated. It makes sense why this drives people into schizophrenia. I'm not even making that up. It actually does. But I'm not going to give up, but I wish stuff made sense in this world that I read. But stuff in this world that I read just doesn't make any freaking fucking sense, man. A lot of stuff in this world to me just doesn't make sense. Not even the Jewish stuff, just tons of stuff. Just doesn't make fucking sense. I was in a nursing lab technician program to work in a laboratory at a hospital, and I would kind of study a little bit for the tests. You know, I would study a little bit for the tests, and it just didn't make any fucking sense. So I got Fs, and I failed out of the program, and I failed the tests. And of course, I didn't end up becoming a laboratory worker because the medical shit didn't make any fucking sense to me, man. And I was reading it, and I just didn't understand it. And I thought, this shit's fucking gay, and it doesn't make any sense. You know? Even anything, nothing makes sense here, man. Cartoons, they make a little sense. I kind of get the cartoon thing, you know. I kind of get, but my cartoons don't look like fucking Walt Disney Steamboat Willie. They don't look like that, dude. And I've spent 20 years making cartoons, and it still looks like a two-year-old with a crayon taped to his foreskin drawing a cartoon of Woody the Woodpecker or something. It doesn't make any sense. And I've been making cartoons for 20 years. And my cartoons don't look like Steamboat Willie. They look like Steamboat Niggy. Steamboat Niggy, that would be a good idea for a cartoon. Write that down. But that's also because mice don't work for my hand anymore. When I try to use a computer mouse, it doesn't work. It doesn't work anymore. So that's either something to do with my brain or my hand or the mouse itself or the computer itself, or because I don't use a mouse pad. Maybe I should try buying a mouse pad. See if that helps at all. I could try that, I guess. I don't even know if a mouse pad is necessary. So it could be one of 4 or 5 different things. My hand, my brain, the mouse pad itself, or the computer itself, or the desk, I guess. There could be 5 or 6 different explanations why I haven't been able to use a mouse correctly for the last 1.5 years, and I can't figure out which one it is. I don't think anyone. So a lot of these things in this world don't make any sense to me. And I guess you just have to be patient and try to wrap your nigger brain around things. Otherwise you're super screwed without patience and discernment and stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, bye. I'm almost at the end of the tunnel. Literally, figuratively, analytically, metaphorically. I have 2 hours left to go. How can an 8.5-hour shift go by so slow? That's what I want to know. How? How could an 8.5-hour shift go by this slow? Why is that possible? It should go by quick. I didn't even take a little nap in the car today. I was thinking about it. I could for a little bit. But I have to do one more patrol before my shift's over in 2 hours. And the patrol will take like 35 minutes, maybe. Maybe 30 minutes, 31 minutes. I like to do the patrols while most of the tenants are asleep. I don't like running into tenants when I'm walking around this place. I don't know. Yeah, it's just fudge packers, man. Man. Even if I met a chick, she'd probably friend zone me or end zone me. She'd either friend zone you, or she'd throw you into the end zone. You see, this is the end for you. End zone. I made up that term just now. You are allowed to use it if you want. I had this chick. She fucking end zoned me. Don't you mean friend zone, dude? Nah, dude. End zone. She threw me away in the trash, and it was the end for me. Now I'm an old baby trash boy digging around and rummaging the fucking shit. You know, end zone. That's a new term I just invented. Anyone can use that. Anyone's legally allowed to use that if they want. You know, I was talking to my sister, and I said, well, what if I, you know, how do you ask, you know, I said, let's say I asked out a chick or something, you know, how would I go about doing that? And she says, well, you can't just ask them out. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, you have to have a conversation first. There has to be something that happens first. You can't just go up to a random Barbie doll obsessed idiot woman and ask her out. It has to be some sort of romantic, it has to be like hey, I noticed you're reading a book about anime. Did you know that I actually watched anime before? And then you ask him out. Oh, no way. You watched One Piece? And that's what you're reading at this anime bookstore we're at? Wow. Well, here's my number. If you want to talk about Boku no Pico, give me a call. Give me a ring. I said, what do you mean? You can't just ask out a girl? She said, no, you have to, there has to be connection first before you just ask someone for their number. You can't just go up to a random stranger and ask them for their number. And I'm going, well, this is way too gay and confusing. I don't even know what's going on. Talking about getting thrown into the end zone here. I brought up that term again because it's a good term I just invented. And yeah, so I don't know. So just women are just impossible creatures, and they're all just obsessed with dumbass Barbie dolls all day, and that's really what they're obsessed with all 24/7. 24/7, 5 days a week. Sorry, 7 days a week. Yeah. And so, it's their loss, really. It's their loss because I could talk about other stuff too besides Barbie dolls, but they don't want to hear about it. And you know why? It's because they only want to hear about Barbie dolls. And so that's why people are going, "Cheers, a sexy prince. How is he still single? What's going on?" That's because I actually don't. If you guys watch this podcast, you notice I actually don't even talk about Barbie dolls very often. I literally don't, because I don't care about women's opinion on what I'm talking about, because I cross the lines and I go where no man has gone before. And I say, I talk about what's really going on in these podcasts. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we talk about the real issues here. We talk about gas prices, the price of bread. We're talking about the price of head. We're talking about the price of Dawn of the Dead. We're talking about the price of breakfast in bed. We're talking about sucking and fucking and tucking on the shed. We're talking about going snow sledding on the snow sled. We're talking about big. But we're not talking about Barbie dolls. We're not. We're not going to do that. I go up to a woman, any woman, if I don't start off the conversation with, I got the new Barbie and Ken doll from the Mattel Hasbro line that they just released for the new Barbie movie, they say, I'm not interested. I don't want to hear any words from you. They'll say that. They'll say that to anyone's face who doesn't talk about these stupid. I'm actually convinced they're not even real people. I think that they're probably this is a conspiracy theory, but I think they're actually just Barbie dolls, and the inside of their brains are this is gonna sound crazy, but it's actually the Barbie dream house. I don't know if you guys have seen the Barbie doll dream house. Basically, it's every girl's wet dream. You ask any woman what's her favorite yearly Christmas gift, and they'll tell you it's the Barbie dream house. It's a specific type of Hasbro Mattel toy house. It's pink. It's hot pink. Because everything about Barbie is pink. And it's a specific type of dollhouse. This is the problem with being a human. Is all you can talk about is loneliness and romance. This is the problem I'm having with being a human. This is it. This is the biggest problem. This is the biggest problem I have. This is probably one of the biggest problems I have, if not the biggest one. Is that when you're a human, the only thing that's the hard part about being human is you have to shift your focus in your brain onto other things besides loneliness and romance. That's the tricky part, is shifting your brain away from the faggot shit. And it's all over the place. Because people's brains, they're stubborn. They're stubborn organs. They're stubborn. They're stubborn. How can they not be stubborn? What's with the occult theme of man and woman getting together and unlocking some sort of magical power? Think about the 1980s movie Excalibur. The man and woman forgive each other of each other's mistakes. And they're able to power up. The 80s movies had themes of forgiveness in them. The new movies, they don't want you to forgive anybody. They want you to hate your neighbor, especially if he's white and straight. They don't want no forgiveness. They want you to hate everyone. Because everyone likes Barbie dolls. And that's why we hate them. I don't care if they're white or straight. If they like Barbie dolls, we're done. We're done. And I was always more of a Transformers kid. I had these toys I liked when I was a kid they were called like Morphers, and they would change from like a car or a rocket ship into a giant like spider bug. And they were really, really cool. I think I might still have. I might have gotten rid of them. I might still have them. They were sick. They were a really cool toy. But after I transformed the creature into another creature, I couldn't figure out how to transform them back into the original creature. Because it was kind of a complicated transforming process. I'm not kidding. Some of these toys have complicated transformation processes. You think gender-affirming surgery is complicated nowadays? You did not see the 90s Morpher toys transformation surgery processes, because I'm trying to change this bug back into a school bus or whatever, and I cannot figure out where the leg penis goes, where the head goes, where the horns go. How do I turn this bug back into a school bus? I'm just 8 years old. I don't know what I'm doing. My foreskin? What am I doing? So, but trust me, these were badass toys. I also had some sick-ass Batman toys when I was a kid. Man, they were sick. I had Legos. I might have had some Hot Wheels. I don't remember. I definitely had Legos. And I had, for your Zoomers, Legos were the Roblox of the 90s. The Zoomers in the comments. What's a Lego? I don't know what that is. I only play Roblox and Minecraft. It's like those, but better. Legos were better than Minecraft and Roblox. I'm sorry, but they were. And that's what Legos are. I had, I had it all. I had it all before the fall. Bum, 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 bum. I feel like that's in a song. I had it all. Maybe that's a Smash Mouth song or something. Hey now. I don't know. It's when you have it all. Maybe it's Coldplay or something. Radiohead. I don't know. It's something. It's quite cold. It's almost 6 in the morning now. Feels like I've been at work for about 25 hours straight, but it's only been 7 hours, not 25 hours. Feels like 25 though. It's quite cold, quite cold. If you're like me and you've been stepped on your entire life like a doormat, it is so refreshing to meet a nice person. So refreshing to meet a nice person. A person who's soft, nice, calm, non-judgmental of my nipple rings and my foreskin tattoos and all that stuff, but just a person who's non-judgmental. And I have the nose rings. I have a tattoo on my neck that says basically every slur you can imagine. And I have 6-inch hoop earrings in my ears, and I have rainbow colored hair dye that I have in my hair. No, but if you meet a nice person, cherish that person, because you need a break. When you meet a nice person, you can finally exhale. Jeez, I can finally get a break. I'm not going to get stepped on by this person for at least a few minutes. Maybe for a few minutes I'm not going to get stepped on. Maybe a few hours. Maybe all day. Maybe this person's not going to step on me for a while. I'm not used to not being stepped on. I don't think this person... What is this person? This is a nice person in this world? How is that possible now? This boy's not going to step on me? This boy ain't stepping? This girl ain't stepping? That's quite the surprise. That's quite the surprise. If you've been stepped on your whole life like a big old stepping doormat, but don't let it get to your head. Because what if it gets to your head and then you start stepping on someone? Say, ooh, I want to try stepping on someone. And then you go, oh, yikes, why did I just do that? That's not nice. I shouldn't have stepped on that person. That's not good. I don't want to be a stepper. I've never been a stepper. I don't want to start now. I don't want to start stepping now. You know? But when you meet a person who doesn't have that harsh energy, doesn't have that harsh judgment, doesn't have that harsh tongue, doesn't have that harsh brain, I don't know, doesn't have that broken soul that steps on people, it's just so rare and refreshing. It's so rare and refreshing to meet someone not get stepped on, you know? Not get stepped on like a cockroach or a cock-sucking cockroach, cum smegma roach or whatever. And if you find that person, cherish that person, because you know it's rare. It's rare. I keep forgetting to go to that Christian group again. I don't even know what's going on with that group, man. I don't even know what they're up to. Well, it's not like they're texting me asking me to come. Just trust me, I can come. If you catch my drift. I know how to do that. A big fat load. So if they're not going to text me and ask me to come, I don't know. Nobody texts anymore. Nobody cares anymore. You join a small group, they don't care. They're not going to text you. It's fake. Fake friends, fake groups, fake relationships. Oh boy, right? It's all fake. Everyone. It's just so fake. Like a Barbie doll's fake. Oh no, I'm talking about Barbies again. Yeah, anyways. Freaking cold. Hey, is there anything gayer than living paycheck to paycheck? Do you guys think there is? Imagine you work, and every single dime goes into your rent. And then you got nothing to show for it. I've been thinking I want to build a tower. What's the easiest way to build a tower? Honestly, I've been thinking about getting a bunch of totes out of the garage. Or hell, even buying a couple of totes. Getting totes out of the garage, hear me out. Filling them with heavy junk so that they stay in place. Then, stacking them on top of each other. In my room, of course. Then, creating some sort of maze jungle tote creature room. Where the room is covered with heavy totes inside, and you can climb up the totes. Think of it like a sort of room, mirror maze, obstacle course, circus room, jungle, forest creature room. And this can be achieved. I'm a genius because I thought of this. Anyone else can do this. This is what I thought of because I'm a genius. All you really need are heavy cardboard boxes or totes. And you just put them in your room and you stack them on top of each other. And then what you can actually do is climb them. And you can use these as a climbing maze thing to do in your room. Seriously, this is real. This is what I invented. This is what I thought of. This is what I think about. People might not get that. People might not understand that. Because people are so boring and dull. They think if you're an adult, you're not allowed to climb things. You're not allowed to have an imagination. You're not allowed to have a thought that isn't about obsessing over money. If you're an adult and you don't work enough hours and you don't make enough money, you're not even a real adult. You're barely even a human if you're not obsessing over beautiful, delicious, green, yummy cash. I love green, yummy cash. It's so good. So much love for it. But imagine for a second if you were able to get away from people's obsession with sex and cash and all this gay fag shit that goes along with it. Imagine if you were able to instead start stacking towers of boxes in your room and climbing them and getting a fog machine. I did get a fog machine if you remember, but it set off the smoke alarm. And I was ingesting too much fog in the room. People were saying I was a fog faggot. They were saying I was a faggot in the comments. Because there was so much fog and it was setting off the smoke alarm, and that's not good. But yes, fog machines are beautiful. I just wish that they weren't so chemically foggy and that they didn't set off all the smoke alarms. But forget the fog for a second. Please forget the fog for a second. Please forget about it for 1 second. Make sure you guys are watching all my new cartoons if you're not doing that. This is a tune update reminder for you, specifically you. I don't know if I've seen the last cartoon. If you're thinking about that in your head, you need to click on my channel and then watch the newest cartoons. Oh, geez, there's a lot of new cartoons since I clicked. Well, they're short cartoons, so you better watch all of them because they're very short. They're very short. Only a handful of people are watching them, and when I say handful, I mean like not even the full hand, maybe just a few fingers. So we need to get those numbers up to a full hand of people viewing the new cartoons, okay? Where was I? What you can do is you can start expressing your creativity by stacking large plastic totes in your room, setting up ladders, like the game Chutes and Ladders, setting up ropes for climbing on the totes. You're going to need totes, heavy stuff to put in the totes, ropes, rope ladders, anything you can think of to create some sort of a dangerous jungle gym experience in your own room, a maze, mirrors to put around the wall so that you believe for a second that you're in some sort of house of mirrors. And maybe I think a lot of you guys are. So many times and points in our life we find ourselves in our lives, we find ourselves in our lives, and we find ourselves in our lives, and we find ourselves in these houses of mirrors, houses with a Z, houses of mirrors. And when you're stuck in a house of mirrors, you're not sure where you're going, who you're going, and what you're going. And you need to stop for a second, take a breath, and think, what am I doing in this house of mirrors? Is that me in the mirror? Or who is that man in the mirror? To quote a famous song. Who is that person I see? To quote another famous song from Mulan, when she's singing about her reflection. So why is my reflection not like something else? I like that song in Mulan. If you type in Mulan Reflection, that's a good song. Not the new Mulan, the old 90s Mulan. I really do think my sister's not going to be pleased if I turn my room into even more of a schizophrenic mess than it already is. But I really do think I should turn it into some sort of house of mirrors, towers of totes and ladders and things, and just a really cool jungle gym experience of stuff like that. I really do think I should probably do that, because it's just probably the right thing to do. And it's a fun thing to do. And that's the most important thing about it, is the fun aspect. A lot of people forget about that. If you're not having fun, you might as well be a dead corpse. I'm sorry. Because look, that's just my opinion. You should, if you have a room that you live in, I think you should decorate it with your favorite color. A lot of you guys, that's probably the color orange. And there's nothing wrong with that color. Nothing at all. Sorry, that was my coworker. He was driving by, so I didn't want to look like I was high, you know. He always honks when he drives by, even though it's like 1:30 in the morning. He's gonna wake up the hotel tenants. Anyways, that's what I'd like to do. But even more than that, like I was talking about earlier, I'd love to build a tower. Not just any tower. A Tower of Babel. A Tower of Jeroboam, since my name is Jer. The Tower of Jeroboam. New Neet project experience you've only heard about here today on this podcast. The Tower of Jeroboam will be the tallest tower ever made. And it'll be very thin, because I'm very thin. Plus, so, all I have to do is look up how to build an easy tall tower quickly that you can climb on without it falling apart. Obviously, I think a lot of you guys are going to think in the comments, well, what's the easiest way to get a tower? No, duh. There's trees around us that are tall and they're strong. So all you would have to do is convert a tree into a tower. Of course, you know that you can't just do that to any tree. The community will get angry because they're a bunch of fucking cock-loving faggots. So, and the trees in my backyard, I don't know if they're good enough trees for that. They might be. But I don't think my sister would approve of that. So the tower for now, might have to be put on hold. I hate to say that. I really hate to say that. But the tower dream, it might have to be put on hold. Because I can't even think of a location where I could use trees in my current town. I'm trying to think of where I could use trees where I won't get in trouble. Maybe that one place might work. That place might work. There might be one place I can think of that might work, honestly. But it's kind of a faggot long drive. It's like a 10-minute drive from my house, and I don't like driving. It's not a bad drive. It's not that bad. But I'm trying to think if there's a tree closer that I can abuse, rape, and use to make into a tower. Where is there a tree? You know, it's funny, my work has a whole bunch of trees. But I think I would get fired if they caught me turning a tree into a tramp. Well, you guys can write in the comments your ideas for creating a tower or a tree creature or whatever it is you're thinking about doing, or whatever ideas and advice you have. Anyways, of course, like I said earlier, the easiest thing I can think of, stacking heavy totes on top of each other. The plastic totes from Walmart. They're just big little totes and you just stack them up. Now, I don't know how well that would work because I think the tower might fall down under my weight if I'm climbing up the tower. You would have to, perhaps you could somehow zip tie the totes together, and then zip tie the bottom tote to something structurally sound. You know what I mean? Perhaps that would work to make a easy tower. Seriously. You zip tie the bottom tote to a tree, and then each tote you zip tie on top of each other. And you just do that over and over and over again until you have a tower. And then you have to think of a way to climb up the tower. Maybe put a wooden plank in between each tote so that you have something to climb up. I'm not sure how that would work. That might work. I don't know if that would work very well. Maybe it would. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, you might have to zip tie the wood to the totes as well. You're going to need a lot of zip ties for this giant tower we're building, but I do think that it can be done, of course. Anything is possible when you put your fag little brain to it. Trust me, and if you have enough zip ties as well. Anything is possible. Your brain, zip ties, you're good to go. You're good to go. Now, then, you can climb up the tower, and you can make it as tall as you want. You can make this tower 10 stories tall if you wanted to. And then, you could climb up to the top and look down, and, yeah, that would be pretty sick. I think that would be really sick. That's what I would do if I had a property in New Mexico right now. I would build a tower. I would. And I would climb up to the top and I would look and I would see as far as the eye can see. I really would. I really would. I don't know if you guys believe me, but trust me, I seriously really, really would. That's what I want to do. If I had a property, I would build a tower. I'm not kidding. Hopefully I wouldn't fall off the tower because I'd get hurt. Get hurt pretty bad. So you just have to make sure you don't fall off, because that would suck. Or have a mattress at the bottom or a trampoline. I don't know, something to break your fall in case you fell off the tower. That's for dang sure. That's for damn sure. You know, that's my opinion. But for now, perhaps we can focus on the turning the bedroom into a type of maze creature thing. Perhaps that's something right now I can do. I've also thought about getting a skateboard lately, but I haven't bought one. But maybe I will tonight. You never know. I literally might. I literally might. I think I might. I will, or I might. I'm not sure. I just spent so much money on my rent. And they even want more. They even want more money. Christians! Christians, they say they say they like Jesus Christ, but they charge me so much money. They're obsessed with money. Every single one of them. Every single person is obsessed with money. It's disgusting. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Maybe you guys do too. That's why I've been thinking about running off and joining a commune where people grow their own food. Can you imagine such a thing? Might be pretty cool. Write in the comments if you want to join me, and you and me can run off and join some sort of commune where they grow their own food. It'll be hard at first. Of course it will. To adjust. But then hopefully we'll get adjusted. It'll be away from this sick faggot society where they tell your kids to chop off their dicks. They tell you that straight white people are bad. They tell you that melanin people are oppressed and not dumb as rocks. They tell you all this gay fag lies in this world. And this world is already filled up with enough lies, even without their lies adding on to it. This world is one giant lie. This society is a lie. Our history is a lie. Everything is a lie, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. Maybe some of you feel the same. If you do feel the same, write me at cigay.gov/tips and write a tip and say you're going to unload all of your anger on the nearby learning establishment. And I'm sure that they will send a therapist to talk to you. Wow. If you've never been in a hall of mirrors, I feel bad for you. But don't worry. You've been in a spiritual hall of mirrors. Because, I don't know, but mirrors are cool. This makes me want to build a house of mirrors. It really does. Because mirrors are kind of cool. Write in the comments if you like mirrors or if you don't like mirrors. And write why or why not you do or don't like them. Actually, just write whatever you want. It doesn't matter in the comments. You can write whatever you want. I couldn't see crap out of the windshield this morning when I was getting on the freeway. It was quite dangerous. I was driving blind. So I think I'm going to put a jacket over my windshield tonight right now, or in a minute or whatever, so that my windshield doesn't get covered in frost, because I can't see it. I can't see out of it when it's covered in frost, and the sun is in the worst spot when you're driving at 7 in the morning. It's right in front of your fucking car, the sun. And so, number one, you can't see out of the windshield, back windshield at all. 2, you can't see out of the front shield very well because it's covered in drops of water and some frost as well. You can't see shit out of it. Then number 3, the sun amplifies your blindness by 100-fold. So I'm driving as blind as a fag nigger bat in the morning. And it's a good thing I didn't crash and die this morning, because I could have, because it's that the visibility is so terrible. And driving is just so dangerous in the morning with frost and blindness. And in general, driving is an evil fag sport, and I hate driving. It's too dangerous, and it could easily kill me any day now. Any day. And that's why having a job is retarded, because the driving could kill you, and that's why it is. And that's proof. That's proof. That's proof. That is real proof right there. So if my car breaks down, I don't care, because I'm done driving anyways. It's faggot shit. I'll just tell my family to fuck off, and I'll see if I can live with my mom or something if this car breaks down, because I can't afford a new car. And also, just driving's retarded, so we shouldn't even be driving anyways as humans. Just take the train. Just take the train somewhere. Problem is, the train's really expensive. It's $33 here, there and back, so it's $66 for both ways, which is a complete faggot ripoff. Thanks, LA Transit train system. You're a total ripoff and a total joke, cocksuckers. $33 for one-way trip on a train? That's insane. Write in the comments if you think that's crazy that they charge that much for the train. It should not be that much. It shouldn't be that much. It's not right. Well, I'm gonna take a break from talking for a second here, and I'm just gonna take a break for a second. I get too wound up. I get too wound up doing these podcasts. It's probably not even healthy for me to do these podcasts because I get too mentally wound up when I do these podcasts, and I just get way too wound up. So it's probably not even healthy for me at all to be talking or to be doing a podcast or anything like that because it just it just messes you up with your brain. It's just enough to drive a person off the deep end of the swimming pool, you know? And so I don't even know why I do it because, well, I have so many ideas and thoughts in my head, but it's not good because we just get wound up when we do these things. When we talk on the machines, we just get too wound up, and you need an outlet for when you get wound up. Probably you need some outlet, but it doesn't really feel like many outlets help with anything. Maybe intense fun exercise, but how often do you get that? Probably not very often, unless you build a tower fort in your bedroom, complete with ropes and doodads, crawdads, and, all sorts of gizmos and gadgets and things. So this world doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't, and because of that, I have a lot of maybe anger towards it, and maybe a lot of negative feelings towards it. I don't know what else to tell you. I finally shaved. I really needed to shave. I ran out of Cokes, so I brought a Dr. Pepper tonight to work, and some leftover Chinese food. I didn't eat all day. I was so hungry, so I drove to the Panda Express, and I got 3 entrees plus half rice, half chow mein for $10. You're thinking, Jer, how did you get it for $10? Well, if you make a new account with a new email every time you order Panda Express, you get 20% off your order. So I always just make a new account when I order from Panda Express. And the employee was a female Asian slant, and she did not seem happy to be there in her job or in her life. I said thanks, and I tried to do a smile, although smiling is kind of hard for me, especially when it feels kind of forced. But she said nothing, just stone-faced. And she wasn't old either. She was, I don't know, 20s or 30s or something. She wasn't old enough to hate the world enough, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. I don't blame her. It's just, I like when employees are smiley and cheerful with me. I like being the one who's stone-faced and grumpy. I'm not used to the other person being dead inside, to quote a famous bug that lives underground. Why do you think so many NEETs end up as NEETs? I always wondered this, growing up without a fatherly parent. I always wondered if there were other NEETs out there who had 2 parents who grew up and ended up becoming NEETs, or if most NEETs are just single mother boys who grew up with a single mom and ended up as a NEET by some sort of weird conditional circumstance because of their lack of the second parent? Or how common do you think it is that there are NEETs with two double parents in their lives, or even who are alive? Or what are the reasons why people become NEETs so often? If you go on the NEET subreddit, the main reasons you'll find why NEETs become NEETs are depression. Ooh, that sucks. I'm sad. I'm gonna cry about it. Anxiety. Ooh, I'm scared. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I gotta drop out of school and become a fool. Depression, anxiety, bipolar, if there is such a thing. Schizophrenia, if there is such a thing. What else is there? How about drug use? Ooh, I need a hot drug. I'm feeling bored. I need to put something into my body. Maybe I need to smoke a big bag of weed today. And tomorrow. Or, do you think it's because post-traumatic stress disorder? Something happened to me when I was a kid. Something happened to me when I was a kid. You think... What's your top 5 reasons why someone becomes a NEET? Is it depression, anxiety, bipolar, drug use, lack of parents, lack of friends, loneliness, schizophrenia, or autism? Why are there so many NEETs in Japan? Are there very many NEETs in America who go unscouted in the world, who go invisible? So many people living like an invisible little baby bloast, a ghost. How many NEET ghosts are out there who don't even know the term NEET? How many and why? What's your guess on why so many people become NEETs? Do you think it's less common for there to be NEETs with 2 parents? I would imagine so, compared to 1 parent. Or do you think NEETs in common are NEETs because laziness, too much addiction to something, particularly possibly computers or screens? Some kind of addiction issue, loneliness, lack of ability of making friends, social anxiety, or some other reason that I'm not even listing. List your reason below if I missed one, or if you have an idea on this epidemic of NEETs. Why do normies want to work so much, is my question. Let's go to the opposite of NEETs, workaholics. What's the obsession with working past becoming a paycheck-to-paycheck cuck? Of course, I know if something happened to me, I wouldn't have any money to pay for it, because I live paycheck to paycheck, just enough to cover my rent and gas expenses and food and things. But of course, if I say I got balls cancer or something, I would have no savings to go for it. But on the opposite end, normies who give up their entire lives to work, full-time schedules, 40 hours a week at least, and for what? They don't even have a choice in the matter most of the time. They're handed a job, and their boss says, full-time, and they say, aye, aye, sir. Not, you think we could wiggle that down to 30 hours, Boris? They'd say, no, 40 at least. But hey, I might have you work an extra day sometimes. We'll bump it up to 48 or 60. Say, thank you, boss. Aye, aye. Aye, aye, aye. Yes, sir, boss. Thank you, boss. Me? For my jobs, I always try to wiggle down as low hours as I can get it. As low hours as I can. I've met normie wage slaves who say, I really got my boss because I got him to give me extra hours. So now I'm working all the time. This was a security guard I met in a church group of a year or two ago. And his name was Joshua. Josh. I got his phone number, I think. But anyways. And he was a security guard for celebrities. And say, yeah, I get to work even more hours. I'm working all the time. It's awesome. I'm getting so much money. I thought, okay, cool. No, thank you. No, thanks. No, thank you. What's the obsession with type A personalities? No inner monologue. No goals and dreams of their own. Only working. Work, work, work. I must work until I'm dead. What is going on here? There is no reason to work anymore. The houses are too expensive. The countries are all gay and retarded. The governments all hate us and want us dead and are making new laws like the DOD did this week where they can now fire upon their own citizens. What's the point of paying taxes to billionaire, youngster, blood-drinking people on private islands and underground? There seems to be no incentive anymore now that the middle class is gone. Without the middle class to protect the elite rich, what do you have? Just a country full of angry poor people who can't buy a house or anything, just renting an apartment. So I say to them, why save anything at all? Why not be paycheck to paycheck like me? Why work so many hours? Why not become a security guard? You barely have to work very much, and the work isn't very hard. Especially if you can't get on that sweet, sweet disability. Sweet, sweet, sweet victory, yeah. You know, I've been trying to get on disability for 7 years. Hasn't happened. My court case is coming up in 3 weeks. You heard that right, 3 weeks. The big day is coming up again. 7 years, 3 weeks. My 4th judge trial for the Bucks. We'll see what happens. I don't expect to get them because I never do. And I don't care if I get them or not. It would be nice if I got bucks. I wouldn't have to work anymore. I'd get 50 grand for free. I could use that on a house. If there was such a house that costed 50 grand. Anyways, I could use that 50 grand on a big box of Mountain Dew. Write in the comments if I get the 50 grand what I should spend it on. And I'll be sure to buy it, whatever it is. You write in the comments. And, of course it'd be nice to get that, I think, but I don't even know what I would do with that. I would imagine I would quit my job and just use that money to pay rent or something. But I barely work anyway. I work 2 days a week, and I'm still my brain's still kind of a mess on the other days that I'm not working, and on the days that I am working sometimes. My problem is brain messiness, overexertion or underexertion of my brain. Certain other issues that we all deal with time to time. Brain issues, problems, loneliness maybe, yeah? Everyone gets lonely. How do you solve that? Do I even want to go out and make friends? Is that something I even want to put energy into? Well, I haven't been doing that, so maybe I don't. What's a boy to do? Oh, I see someone walking around. I have to make sure they're not evil. Are they evil? Can you tell if a person's evil just by looking at them? They're trying to open the door. Door is not opening for them. They're near the bikes. I have to make sure they're not stealing all the bikes. I don't think they're stealing the bikes. I think we're okay for now. Speaking of stealing bikes, a hobby I've had a knack for doing is, for places I've worked or lived, I like to make a copy of the keys. That way, if I'm ever homeless, which seems like a logical next step in Jer's life at some point, I have all these different places I can go to use the pool or the showers. I have Jan's old apartment complex in Irvine. I've got his old key. So if I need a place to hang out on the pool, and I can go there and use the pool. And I love pools. They're one of my favorite things in the entire universe, if you can believe that. So I have a copy of an old key for a pool. Because if you're homeless, a big thing is finding showers and pools and things. Stuff to help you want to stay alive while you're homeless. I was going to make an extra copy of my current work keys so that I could come to this place sometime and use the pool if I was homeless. Plus, they have a sauna and a spa here, and showers, and a jacuzzi. What more can you want? So, hopefully, I'll make an extra key of my work keys. I think it could really come in handy. Assuming the world doesn't end soon. Which it might. We're coming up in election season, right? There's always that thing. Something strange always happens in October, right? So far, nothing's happened in October. And we're getting towards the end of October. Write in the comments if you think something weird is going to happen in October, because so far nothing has really happened. I guess unless you count those hurricanes. Was that last month or this month? I don't even remember. Does that count as an October surprise? If you remember last year's October surprise, do you remember what it was? That's right. It was October 7th, when Jisrael had a bunch of fake gay retards run into their country and do some naughty things, so that they were given a fake reason to start invading all of their neighbors and doing even naughtier things to their neighbors, if you are paying attention to what they're doing lately. That was last year's October surprise. Everybody's wondering what's going to be this year's October surprise, but October's already almost over. So maybe we'll have to wait to a November surprise. Of course, you know the election's coming up. There's a lot of magical energy around this upcoming election. People think this is going to be the last American election ever. They're not going to let Trump get elected, because then he'll save the country. They could have offed Mr. Trump at any time they wanted to. They have magical space laser guns and shit. They have heart attack guns that leave an ice cube pick in your neck that melts away. If they wanted him dead, they could have done it any time they wanted to. All these fake and gay, silly attempts on his life are to make him look even more heroic for the fake election, for the fake democracy, for the fake country, for the fake nonsense, for the fake world view, and the fake matrix that everyone is in with their fake obsession and love of money when they don't even know how to grow a carrot to suck on a carrot all day. If they wanted Mr. Trump dead, they could have done it at any time with their extremely advanced gay weapons that they use. They're not going to have some toddler teenage boy on a roof with a Ruger try to aim. You think they're going to have some teenage boy use like a 300-year-old weapon to try to aim 50 feet to try to hit a target? No. They could use nano machine drones to inject AIDS into him. They could do anything. They have advanced technology. So, all these fake gay assassination attempts are just that. Fake and gay and silly and nonsense. And AIDS and stupid AIDS and blah, 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 blah. You know? That's the truth of it. There's no left and right. There's no Republicans and Democrats. There's good versus evil. And unfortunately, all of our governments are extremely evil right now. I do think maybe there could be factions of the Illuminati factions, good and bad factions, so to speak, of the Illuminati that could be warring over territory, warring over what aspects of society each one wants to control, perhaps good and bad factions that are competing for control. I think that's always could be a possibility. There always has to be a balance of good and evil, right? Some kind of balance. Okay, some transient just hopped the fence and went into the creek. Kind of a strange place to go at 3:30 in the morning, don't you think? I wonder... Well, I hope he doesn't cause any problems. At least he's in the creek and he's not on the property anymore, I guess. But this is private property, but the retards who own this place don't even have any signs that say this is private property. So how do they expect the drug-induced homeless population that walks around here to know that this is private property if they don't have any signs up, and they just expect us guards to yell at them and say, hey, get away, go away, this is private property? We need signs. We need a fence. Please, Hashem, put up a fence around this place to keep the homeless insects out of here so that they don't raise hell and do all these strange things. Why did he just go into the creek? We don't know. I told you guys this job site is right next to a wooded creek area, and there's homeless people who live in the woods and in the creek, and they live like forest elf creatures. And they rise up out of the swamp sometimes to come up here and, I don't know, do what they do. Steal bikes, break into cars, you know what I mean? But there's a wooded forest area next to this job site where there are homeless elf creatures and things. So, oh, he's back. He came back out of the creek. Now he's walking around. Gotta watch this guy. Why did he go into the creek? Don't know. Very strange. He has something on his shoulder. I wonder if it's a pig or something. I don't know. Some kind of creature. Maybe it was a boy in blue. I don't know. I don't see his car anywhere. Seems like a strange thing for a pig to do, huh? Go into the creek. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I can't see him anymore. He walked around the corner. Anyways, what were we talking about? We were just talking about a bunch of old forgotten memories. Yeah. This podcast never existed. You never heard a thing out of me. You don't even know that if I'm real or I ever existed. These cartoons were just a memory. They were just a hazy, Alzheimer's, forgotten dementia memory that you'll forget about you've already forgotten about everything that I've brought up into this world. What the... When you're barraged by evil words or evil actions, we'll just say evil words, hostile words, we'll say sharp, bullying, painful words and experiences. I heard this one rabbi say that Jewish people are how do I explain it? What do I say? How do I say it? They're they take on the world's anger and hatred, and they take it, and they, absorb it, and they, I don't know. They absorb the world's hatred and hopefully get it out of the universe, you know? Because my life, I feel like I've been an absorber of people's negativity. And of course, I've dished out some negativity sometimes myself. Sometimes directed at me mum. And that's not good. And I catch myself, but like if I'm in a grumpy mood, you gotta be super careful. If you're in a grumpy mood, you might just snap at someone and say something mean that you regret. You always want to be careful, especially if you're in a grumpy mood. And if somebody's being grumpy towards you, which has happened to me, you gotta be, I don't know, you just have to be strong or something, like a wall. You have to be strong like a wall, like the walls of Jericho. Hey, that's my name, Jer. The walls of Jericho, that's me. I'm the walls of Jericho. Except just the walls of Jer. Because if you're listening to this, then I think it's important we absorb all the evils of this world, and we absorb it and we just get rid of it. Because people aren't going to naturally absorb this stuff. They're gonna get in fights. They're gonna throw out a bunch of evil stuff. Then the other person's gonna throw out even more, and then back and forth and back and forth. And it's just gonna go on and on and on. It's just gonna go on and on and on and on and on. I don't even like to argue with people. I don't like being in a big cloud of negativity. It just grosses me out. Completely grosses me out. There's people I've met where they aren't open to certain ideas. They're not open to new ideas. By new ideas, I mean, conspiracy theories about the dinosaurs, conspiracy theories about anything. Some people they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear about it. And that's okay. If they don't want to hear about it, then that's fine. It's just I really like reading about this stuff and listening to these ideas. I think it's very, very fun. It's one of the funnest things in the whole world to me is conspiracy theories. There's so much fun for me. I don't know about other people, but to me there's so much fun. But some people really hate them. I feel like some people's minds they don't want to listen to these ideas. They might be protecting their own mind. They might be closing off their mind to these ideas. They might say, that idea, I don't agree with it. It doesn't make sense. I don't want to hear about it at all. And that's totally fine. But I like hearing about different ideas. Even if they're dumb at first, I think just give them a chance and just go with the flow. Just pretend you're listening to a story. And you can say, oh, that was a nice story, or that was a dumb story, but at the end of the day, you can believe you can choose whether you believe this story or not. It could just be a story. It doesn't have to be real. It could be like King Arthur's quest for the Holy Grail. People who take the quest seriously, they get a bigger reward out of their life. Who take their life seriously, if they treat their life like a life full of powerful goals that they need to achieve. And when they achieve them, they get that much more satisfaction. Compare that to a lazy boy who treats his life and the quest for the Holy Grail as a fool's errand. He treats his life as a fool's errand, and he treats his rewards and his goals as nothing more than jokes. So he has no goals. If he does have a goal, he treats it like a little joke. How much satisfaction do you think that person is going to get out of achieving whatever goal they might or might not have, compared to someone who takes the quest of the Holy Grail more seriously, who treats every day more seriously, and who gets more satisfaction out of getting his quest completed compared to the person who takes nothing seriously and takes their quest and their life not seriously at all when it comes to their goals or becoming who they want to be or whatever. And I'm not saying whichever way is right. You've got the Monty Python for the Holy Grail way, which is the fool's errand way. And you've got the 80s movie Excalibur, which is the knight's way, right? You get to choose how you live your life and how you go about conquering your quest for the Holy Grail of your life, okay? Anyways. It makes you wonder how deep the Earth's surface goes. The longest boring hole that ever went into the ground only made it, I don't know, a couple miles or something, maybe 100 miles, maybe 1,000 miles. The point is, it didn't get that deep. The drill that went into the Earth's crust, I think in Russia, the deepest it ever went, it didn't get that deep, which makes you think, how much dirt is below our feet? Turns out it's quite a lot. Not only that, how many kingdoms are below our feet? Is there an infinite amount of societies that live underground beneath our feet? Think of Dante's Infernal with the 7 layers of hell or whatever. Imagine that 7 layers of hell is more like an infinite layers of hell. And there's infinite societies living under our feet in these strange underground city concoctions. And it goes lower and lower and lower and deeper and deeper and deeper. When it comes to magnetic north, the North Pole, there's something called the agonic lines on a compass and a map. These agonic lines you can think of as the North Pole. You can think of as lines that direct you towards the North Pole, no matter where you are, as long as you're on the agonic line. These agonic lines have changed position over time. Now you're thinking, how can the North Magnetic Pole change positions over time? Well, imagine this, that there's technology that controls where the North Pole is, where the magnetism in our world flows to. Imagine there's old world technology that controls the direction of magnetism in this entire realm. Is that why the agonic lines have changed over time? These are just questions that people can think about, since we're talking about the sea. And the sea is, it's pretty, it's got mermaids and shit. Write in the comments if you would have a family with a mermaid. And how many half human, half mermaid children you would have with a mermaid. You can write in comments. I would have 8 sea creature children with a mermaid. You can just write that, or however many. I wonder if it's cold living underwater. I think I might want a jacket. I mean, of course, I guess you could just bring a jacket underwater. Would that work? Would wearing a jacket underwater work? I think it might work. Write in the comments if you think wearing a jacket underwater would work if you lived with a mermaid. Of course, you could probably just have an underwater house. That might be warmer. But you can also have jackets underwater, I bet. Some jackets might be good. It's like I said before, though. I've always been a doormat. And when you extrapolate that out, that's an evil absorber. You go around your life and you absorb all the evil from other people. Why are they dishing out so much evil? Do they have some sort of inner spiritual turmoil battle in their brain that they're going through all the time and they don't even realize it? And they need, by me making this podcast, are you, the listener, in fact absorbing evil that I might be spewing out of my little mouth? You might be. You just might be. That's how it's always been. There's There needs to be damage absorbers to absorb the evil wickedness of people's hearts in this realm. And people in this realm, some people in this realm have said that I'm a liar and some sort of, I don't know, a lying creature or some sort of a, I don't know, a lying lion. Some people have thought that I'm a lying, I don't know, a fraud or something, but a liar, like someone who lies all the time, or someone who lies to people's faces, or someone who lies about everything or something. This has came up in my life a couple times, where people have claimed that I am some sort of a complete liar about things, about anything. And that people have claimed that I'm not humble, and that I'm some sort of egoist and someone who's not humble. It does bother me. It does bother me. Because I think I'm extremely humble, and I think I'm extremely honest with people about pretty much everything. And so when people come along and they think I'm a total liar, it's very peculiar. Am I doing something wrong that gives off the impression, by being myself, that I'm just some sort of, that people think I'm lying or something? Is this some sort of a constant spiritual attack of some kind? And you might think, I've listened to this podcast, this guy's not humble. I mean, on the podcast, I come off as a little bit, silly, But in real life, I think I'm extremely humble, extremely humble. I already know it. I already know everything comes from God. I don't have anything. I have nothing that God hasn't given me. I already know all that. I have no pride or whatever about anything, because I already know that everything comes from God. I have nothing to do with this realm, and I have nothing in my pockets that I could offer to someone that I could brag about that hasn't come from God or whatever. There's nothing for me to be prideful about. There's nothing, that pride doesn't even exist in my vocabulary at all, because I already know through humility that everything is from God, and I own nothing, not even my body or my brain or anything, because I already know that everything is a gift from God. And so there's nothing in this entire universe, in my opinion, to be prideful about at all. So that word literally should not even exist in a vocabulary at all. So I try not to pay any attention to that word, to pride. And for people to say I'm not humble, it makes no sense to me. For the liar part, I mean, sure, when I have lied about things, I think. Maybe. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have, but it's very, and that's not good either, of course. But I'd say, but nowadays, I think, I would hope 99% of the time I'm completely honest and truthful with people. I don't want to be a liar at all to anyone, ever. Of course I make mistakes and stuff like that. Of course. But the fact that these things come up, that people think I'm somehow a complete liar or a complete unhumble liar somehow. It's just come up sometimes in real life, or in situations and conversations and things. So I don't know what to say about that. I've had to lie in certain situations, like if my parents were asking me if I was on my medications before. I already know medications are for faggot, nigger, loser idiots. So no offense to anyone who's taking medications right now, but in my opinion, I didn't like how my parents forced me on head meds for 10 years straight. And they said, if you stop taking these head meds, we're gonna throw you in another rehab, and we're gonna, you know, throw you in a rehab where you can't even leave the room, and you can't even, and then they'll force you on medication. Otherwise, you'll be homeless. You know, so I had no choice but to lie and say, of course I'm taking my meds. And most of the time I was taking my meds, but I had no choice. For example, I had no choice but to, sorry, there's people walking their dog next to my car. They stopped right next to the car. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're just standing next to my car for like the last 2 minutes. It's just two women walking their dogs. Anyways, so they're still standing next to my car, so now I fucking can't even remember what the fuck I was talking about, man. It's so annoying. Yeah, but there's two women standing next to my car with their dogs for like the last 2 minutes. I don't even know if they're talking, but it's very awkward. But yeah, like I was saying, in situations like that, okay, they're walking away now. Jeez, I don't know why normies always stop right next to my car to have their dogs take a crap. I really don't understand. There's a million other places they could walk. Anyways, in situations like that, I feel like I'm put into a corner sometimes, and I have to lie. Otherwise, otherwise, especially with my parents, you know, with medication, faggot shit and stuff like that, because they don't think medication is poison, gay, faggot shit, which it is, in my opinion. And so they say, so, you know, when I was living with them, they'd be like, well, are you taking your meds? I'd say, oh yeah, of course. Because if I say no, you're going to kick me out, aren't you? Yes, we will kick you out if you say no. Okay, then yes, actually I am taking my faggot medicine that poisons my brain. Thank you. Thank you very much. So in situations like that, it's like, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You want me to be honest? Okay, I'm being honest. Medication is fucking gay for faggot retards, and I don't want to be on it. They forced me on schizophrenia head meds for 10 years straight, and I didn't agree with that at all. And now, I'm not saying my head got even more messed up, but it might not be in the best place, because if you listen to these podcasts, sometimes it gets a little bit silly on these podcasts, you know? And so in situations like that, for example, I just felt like I had to lie, because if I said no, I'd be screwed. And they didn't give me any choice. You got no choice. We control you. You're on head meds for the rest of your life, or we kick you out. And it didn't really matter, because they ended up kicking me out several times anyways. So, you know, And I'm not very good about standing up to people. Even my own parents, maybe I'm better at it now, but it still gives me the creeps. I don't like standing up to them. I like being who I fucking am and not having faggot fucking niggers telling me who to be and what medication to take for the rest of my life. I'm sorry, I like being who I am. I don't like people trying to control my every move and trying to tell me, oh, you need to work a better job. You need to work more days. You need to be on head meds for your whole life. You need to find a woman. You need to do this. You need to do that. You're doing all this wrong. You're a liar. You're a crier. You're a dyer. You're not humble. You're not normal, right? You're a screw up. Blah, 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 blah. All this negativity. It's just so cringe. Why can't people just be nice to each other, you know? Let bygones be bygones, right? Anyways, I just want people to allow me to be me. And I'm not even saying I'm doing a great job at being me, but at least, I don't know. At least don't try to force me on head meds for the rest of my life again, you know? At least just give me another option. So, I mean, when I lived at that last rehab, it was so bad. Every podcast I was doing, I was whining about how much I want to go back home. And, you know, I haven't had to whine about that anymore. I might have whined about that since they kicked me out 2 years ago. Maybe 3 years ago now. But I don't think I've whined about that in a really long time, probably in a few years. I wouldn't mind going back to my mom's. I'd probably be healthier at my mom's, way healthier. But if they don't want me to go back there, then that's fine. I don't care. I can be unhealthy here, die of cancer and AIDS here. I don't care. If they don't. This is the faggot boomer mindset. Let's send our mentally questionable son, kick him out, send him far away instead of having him be at our house where we cook him some nice meals and he's mentally healthier probably because he's on maybe possibly a more normal sleep schedule, or at least we're helping him get 3 meals a day. I'm sorry. Adult men can't have their parents cook them meals. They should have to cook and fend for themselves. That's fine if you believe that. I'm not saying that's wrong. But, I don't know. I'm just saying, when I lived at my mom's, I was probably more healthier-ish, I think. And if they want to kick me out, fine, that's fine. But I've never done well living on my own. I don't know if I ever will do well living on my own, sorry to say. But that's where we're at right now, you know? So, I don't care, it's fine, it's whatever. I'm used to it. I've lost weight since getting kicked out, sure, but I'm still alive somehow. And so, I guess at least I'm still alive somehow. So there you go. So we're both still alive right now. And I guess that's what matters right now, right? So there you go. It all worked out. It's almost 6 a.m. here. It looks pretty trashy and ghetto-y, but I put a jacket on my back window. I really hope it keeps the frost off. And, man, my toes are probably frozen solid. It's pretty cold, and I don't wear socks ever. Even in my car, it's pretty cold. I mean, if I lived in this car, if I actually lived in it, I would definitely need something. I would need something for the back seat. You know where you put your feet at in the back seat? I need to put something there so that I could, like, you know, I'd put like a mattress back there. You know, just a thin one to sleep on. And then probably sleep on my side, curled up in the back seat. Not a whole lot of room, but it might work, I guess, right? If you're out of options, right? Might work out. But it does get pretty cold in here without a blanket on. And I feel like I inhale a lot of dust when I've tried to sleep in here in the past, and I feel like I inhaled a lot of disgusting car dust. Maybe that's in my head, though. I think that would be fixed if you had the window open, maybe, but it'd be too cold with the window open. I don't know. I don't know. I know a boy in San Diego who sleeps in his car, and he says it's okay. Because he uses a lot of blankets. So I think you definitely need blankets if you're going to sleep in your car. Those help a lot, or at least a sleeping bag or something. And, I don't know, like a mattress in the back seat would be cool. I think that would be cool. I've never actually put one back there. But if I was going to live in this car, I think I'd definitely want a mattress back there or something. Because my seats they're tilted diagonally. It would be like you're sleeping on a triangle if you didn't have a flat surface back there. These seats, you'd feel like you're sleeping on a slanted triangle. It's not exactly the coolest place to... It's not like a bed. It's not like a nice flat bed. It's like a slanted, thin thing. So, I don't know. I don't really have to worry about it right now anyways, but... You know what I mean? It's like... Yeah, you guys know what I mean. If I was homeless living in my car, I would just park it at the train station. I'd park it at the train station, maybe in Mission Viejo, by the Kaleidoscope, or by the Mission Viejo Mall. There's a train station right there. I guess, and maybe I'd just park it there. And there's a church next to that train station, and so I would go to the nightly church sermons there. It's called Rancho Capistrano Church. It's a Christian church, but still, I like church. It's fun. It's just fun to go to, even if you're not Christian. It's nice. And it's a very beautiful campus. Funny thing is, I don't know, maybe Chick-fil-A or somebody sold them that church for $1. And it's a huge, giant, beautiful property. So they definitely gave them a big favor for giving them that big property for $1. Imagine somebody sold you a mansion for $1. It's basically that. Kind of a fun story there. The pastor's a nice boy. He's a nice guy. I think he had a few kids. I was going to his church when he had those kids, when he had babies or something. And he seems like a nice guy. And, anyways. So yeah, maybe I would just park my car there. Or hell, probably just park it at a Walmart parking lot. I know that they garden their plants in the parking lot at Walmart's at about 2 in the morning, and it's pretty loud. So if you're going to live at a Walmart parking lot, you definitely need some earplugs, because the Mexican gardeners come at every night at 2 a.m. And they're pretty loud. So you definitely need earplugs if you're going to park it at a Walmart. As far as a train station, I'm not sure how loud those are. They're probably pretty quiet. You probably don't need earplugs if you park at a train station. That's my opinion. Anyways. Oh gosh, I'm just a guy, man. I'm just a guy who wants to be loved. Just like you, maybe. And I'm a guy who doesn't want to die. Just like you. You see that guy walking down your street with the homeless bags, the homeless insect walking down your street? Even that drug addict that you see walking down, even him, if you can even believe this for 1 second, if you can even believe this, but this is going to be hard for you to believe, but even that guy, I think deep down, he probably just wants to be loved, and he doesn't, and this is going to sound crazy, but he probably doesn't want to die. I think if you asked him, do you want to be loved? Yes. Do you want to die? No. I think he'd probably say those two things. If he was an edgy teenager in high school, he might be like, I want to die. Mrs. Faranga's giving us a freaking math pop quiz next period, and I didn't study. I want to off myself. Hey, I get it, twinks who watch this show, who watch this podcast. I know. It's hard being in high school. I had a lot of bullies in school. It's a terrible, terrible, this is the worst time of my whole life. School is a humiliation ritual that makes twinks miserable. And yeah, I wished somebody would come into the school and unload a bunch of metal, what's the word? Shells into the bullies' bodies in my schools, of course. Anyways, but it never happened. Maybe some of you feel similar, but after high school and maybe college and stuff, you snap out of that mindset. You snap out of the, oh, I want to die. I want to cut my wrists. I think you really do fizzle out of that mindset, hopefully. And then you're like, oh, okay, no, I'm good. Yeah, school was complete torture and hell, but now that I'm done with it, phew, I can take a breath and I can just chill. And that's my opinion on it. You know, in school I was a emo boy. I had really long, beautiful hair. The most beautiful hair you've ever seen in your whole life. But and then I think I cut it off after high school because it's too greasy. It's too hard to manage. I had to straighten my hair every day. Otherwise, it would just be a total mess. So I had to, every morning I'd straighten it for a few minutes. I don't remember how long, and that straightener's hot. That burns your hands, man. Burns your hands. But damn, did I look good. Real good. I mean, I look good enough. And, I looked really, really, really good. Yes. But, no, I didn't have a Seabine, experience because, well, number one, I didn't really even have, like, a friend in school. So I was by myself in school. So I didn't exactly have a Dylan or a Rick person to talk to about such things because all I had was myself. I didn't have friends in high school really. So I was alone at lunch, alone at recess and lunch and stuff. But I think, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, it's hard to find a best friend in high school because I don't know. I don't know. I guess it just was. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but I guess it just kind of was hard to find someone to hang out with at lunch or something. Everybody seemed like they were in their little groups, and I didn't want to intrude. I didn't want to intrude my presence into someone else's group. So I didn't. And that's just how it went. That's just how it went. And I had a friend after high school, and he stopped. He blocked me because I'm a NEET, and so he stopped talking to me completely. Several years ago. So I don't know. Some people, they don't agree with the NEET lifestyle stuff. They don't agree with that. They can't be friends with that. They don't want to have, I don't know. Which that's okay, I guess. If some people want to, I don't know, not be NEETs, not hang around NEETs, that's fine. I guess I get it, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. It's a cold world out there. I think we all can kind of agree on that sometimes. It's not always the warmest world out there. Sometimes it gets a bit cold. And people that we interact with can be thrown into your life to seemingly crush your spirit into a million pieces. When you meet a nice person, it's, boy, is it a breath of fresh air, right? Someone who builds you up and supports you. What a rare treat that is, but a lot of time you meet people who are just kind of soul crushing. They'll crush your soul and they'll try to convince you to be someone you're not, or something like that, you know? And that happens a lot. It's a lot of people who try to convince you to do certain things or to be a certain way or to be a certain gay or whatever, right? It's tough. I guess I hope that we just both kind of keep standing strong here. Don't get overcome by the waves, tsunami waves of pressure from whatever it is. From whatever it is that's pressuring us, right? Or whoever it is, right? Are these real people, or are these just people possessed by spirits who are trying to destroy what's left of our soul? What do you think? Or is that just crazy talk? What do you think? What do you think about that?
Now it's time to have a snuggle with my very best friend in the whole wide world. You. Well, I'm glad you could come over. See you soon. Bye. And the clown jumped over the moon.